got a very special video for you guys to round off one year and to take us into the new one. Every team, all 136 college football teams in this game, we gave them their best quarterbacks and are going to see who rises to the top throughout an entire season and who has the big performances, who can win the Heisman Trophy, who wins the national championship. As you could see, I'm going to take you through the rosters pretty quickly here and then, not waste too much time getting into the action, as I wanted to at least first of all say that I know it's going to be maybe a little controversial with some of my picks. I didn't go for just who was like the best quarterback to ever play at the school. Like, I didn't pick Tom Brady for Michigan since, Tom Brady wasn't as good at Michigan as he went on to be in the NFL level. And there are other instances where that happens. And also, I just wanted to pick more fun options also for the overalls. I didn't think it'd make a lot of sense to just make everybody like a 95 overall. I wanted to separate, the guys who are just best QB in team history by default from the late round picks who were solid to the nice college players, mid round picks, first round picks, to the Heisman winners, and all the way up to the greatest to ever do it. So I really scaled the overalls at just about everybody, like hovered around at least a mid 80 overall at the absolute worst, but then you get a little bit higher and higher based off what you accomplished at the college level and how good you were. It isn't always just about accomplishments. It's just about straight up how good you were as well. Obviously, Joe Burrow, you see there, he deserves the 99 overall for having like the greatest season ever for college football. But there's a couple of other guys that, they're going to be in the 95 overall, 96 overall, 97 overall. Those guys are going to be fewer and far between. But we had a lot of effort put into this video because of the fact that this game does just do everything it possibly can to make things as difficult as possible when it comes to having creative options here, because you're not allowed to edit certain players at certain times, and then you're only able to edit positions one time of the year, and then that one time of the year you can't edit certain other things, and then you can't edit NIL players, so I had to do other stuff there. There was a lot of process that had to go in to make these guys look as accurate as possible. So just keep in mind from the visuals, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but I did the best that I could with the resources that I have. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering one full season, going through each individual week, all the key matchups, all the big time showdowns. We'll get to the conference championships, go through all those, get through the playoffs, go through all those. And we'll crown a national champion, we'll crown a Heisman Trophy winner, and we'll see who is going to be the maybe greatest quarterback in college football history. I guess you can let me know in the comment section. One, who do you think's going to come out on top of this video, seeing all these guys, all the options that we have here? Two, who do you think is the greatest college football quarterback ever? Maybe who just is your outright favorite? And for all the time and effort that this video took, I hope you appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all that stuff really will help out a lot, as I want to come up with bigger, better, newer videos in the coming years. So we'll round out the last couple of teams here. We see Michael Vick at Virginia Tech. There's a couple of teams that, it's surprising how like they've been around for like 100 years and even have been good in some instances and still have never had like a great quarterback. So that was fun going through the research of that. But we head into week 0 here. There's only one big matchup in week 0. You'll also be getting the results of all the other games on the screen as well. But we start off Drake May and North Carolina taking on Brady Quinn and Notre Dame. Remember how fun and how hyped Brady Quinn was in the 2000s. Didn't pan out as a first round pick, but he has an opportunity to right the ship here. For North Carolina, they're up by 10 right now, and Drake May could go ahead and win himself an MVP at the NFL level. In college, though, let's see if he can go and grab himself into maybe Heisman contention, put North Carolina into the playoffs. They get a favorable start here in the polls at number 20, but a lot of changes are going to happen in the top 25. Even just a month from now, there's going to be a lot of movement here, as May delivering for the first down at the 30-yard line. He goes play action over the middle, and that's going to be caught for a gain of 8, 3rd down and 2. From the 22-yard line in field goal range, May will try to run for it. He's close, not quite. 4th and inches are going to go, and Notre Dame's defense can't pull off the stop there, so they keep it moving with 6 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And the defense, Notre Dame, with the sack, and it's 2nd and 19. From the 20, sacks and a sack again. Notre Dame putting on the pressure now, trying to maybe knock him out of field goal range, and May will just get rid of the football. It'll settle for a 50-yard field goal on 4th and 25. Kick is good. It remains a 2-score game with just 5 minutes to play, and Brady Quinn goes over the middle. He's going to have to do a lot of work to come back in this one in our highlight matchup for week 0, as Quinn to the air outside will get a completion, a fork and tackle, first down to the 45-yard line. We're ticking under 4 minutes to play. Running back into block. They go right side of the field. Flag is down. Pass is broken up. And it's looking like it's going to be pass interference on UNC. They will call it and give them a first down at the 43-yard line. Going to stay in the air. Probably going to have to stay in the air the rest of the way, as that's a completion and a gain of 21. From the 22-yard line, Quinn down the middle, caught it, he's right at the 1-yard line, goal to go, with just over 3 minutes to play. Quinn to the end zone, touchdown Irish. It's a 1-score game, 27-21, as Drake May delivering for a first down, completion on the catch and run on the bubble, where Notre Dame burns timeouts now, as they gotta get a stop here the worst way, but it's looking like one more first down's gonna do it. May on play action, and it's got the first. And Notre Dame out of timeouts, out of chances here, as they should be kneeling the ball. Instead, May! Oh, he threw a pick! Why are you throwing it? And not only that, why are you throwing it to the defense? And Notre Dame has just been handed an opportunity to win this game. What are you doing? In the first game of the video, we have puzzling play calling. Brady Quinn can steal this one. He's stepping up and he's going to run it. And Quinn, not the most mobile, but that was a lot of space. 5 yards to go. And that's a touchdown, Irish. And Notre Dame up by 1. UNC, have you blown it? They only need a field goal, but they're down to 1 timeout here. 35 seconds at the 42. Quick hitter underneath. That's their final timeout. They didn't get the first down here. 3rd and 2 in the flats. That's a first, and he's inbound, so you're going to have to run back up. Spike the ball with 21 seconds to play. 2nd down and 10. May, is going to throw it away. Better than taking a sack. 3rd down, as he got to get one more first to get into field goal range, but Drake May sacked. And he's just got 12 seconds to play, meaning, yeah, we're looking probably at a Hail Mary here. And I can't believe that North Carolina has probably just blown this game. May is down. And I don't know who to blame more. The play calling, it was bad. But even despite the play calling, to throw a pick there, I mean, that's just brutal. Drake May throws 2 picks in a loss. In the next game, Ohio State versus Texas A&M. This is C.J. Stroud versus Johnny Manziel. We head into week 1, officially starting the regular season. And C.J. Stroud with an option here, as Texas A&M's kind of getting dominated right now, 31-10, and pouring it on a little bit more. It's a touchdown, Ohio State. They're going to end up dominating this one, 38-10. Stroud 3 touchdowns, Manziel none. And that's a comfortable victory for Ohio State. Now let's move over to Denard Robinson versus Tim Tebow, as you get to see the other results on the side of your screen for week 1. As Denard Robinson will hand off. It's Michigan up by 4, goal to go. 3rd down, handing it off, and he's tackled inside the 5. 4th and goal, they're going to go for it. And Robinson to the air. Denard, end zone, touchdown, Michigan. And they're up by 2 scores, and Tim Tebow in an early hole, as his Florida Gator squad, he's one of the many former Heisman winners that's participating in this video, and among them Tebow, one of the best, as he goes play action here. Tebow is rolling, he's running, and he can't get away. Sacked for a 4-yard loss. It's 2nd down and long. Quick slant over the middle, and he'll have 8 on the play to get it to 3rd down and 6. They run it, and that's not going to work. 4th and 3, they set up to go for it, though. Gotta go, and they gotta have it, which they do. Just 5.5 to play. Gotta find points on this drive. Tebow, angle route, hit him for another first down from the 44-yard line. Tebow not going to be able to use his legs on the design runs as much as he would like here with little time to go. And even runs like that, designed for the running back, don't work out either. 3rd down and long. Tebow delivers first down and then gets around the defenders with the block and cutting inside of the 13-yard line. What a play as they hit him outside on the bubble. Spin move. Touchdown, Florida. And the receiver going to work work here. I mean, I didn't put Percy Harvin in the game, but maybe that was a little bit like Percy Harvin. 2-point conversion stopped, so it will still be a touchdown game at the very least as Denard Robinson keeper. Robinson made the transition to running back at the NFL level, was such a dynamic runner of the football at the quarterback position, and I expect them to keep on letting him run a couple more times. 3rd down and 3, though, trying to get these couple last first downs. He overthrew him on 3rd down. Defender was there, so it would have been tough regardless, but Florida's going to have a chance in this one, and they're going back to number 1, who is going to have the completion of the 42-yard line. Tebow delivers for another first down, or we're going to have another clutch Tebow moment. Play action. It's going to scramble. It's got the first and more inside the 20. It slides to the red zone with a minute to play. 4-man rush. Gets it out of the flats, and he's going to have 9 more. And near the end zone for the lead. Handing it off to the running back, and it's goal to go. Michigan down to 35 seconds to hold them here, and it's not going to happen. Touchdown, Florida. Michigan is just let a little more Tebow magic go to work here. 2-point conversion for the field goal lead, and it's good. 31-28, Michigan. Denard Robinson, what do you got for us here? They'll go underneath. 19 seconds to play. They'll have a first down. That's going to be second to last timeout. 12 seconds to play. Another quick hitter timeout used. 6 seconds to go, though. They have not really managed this the best. And then on the last play of the game, he goes down. And Tim Tebow, are you kidding me? 23 of 25 passing. That is incredible. Let's go on to our next week 1 battle. It's another big one here. Eric Crouch of Nebraska taking on Peyton Manning in Tennessee. They're at 24-17, but it's goal to go for Nebraska, and Crouch finds him in the end zone for a touchdown. We're tied up here as Peyton Manning goes play action, as he's going to fire one over the middle, picked off, and it's taken back all the way. Manning can't get him. Touchdown, Nebraska. And Peyton Manning, I was just about to talk him up. He's one of the better quarterbacks we got in this video, as he is one of the 98, 99 overall upper echelon all-time great players, and it didn't look like it on that last play, but how about that beautiful throw under pressure? That's more what we're used to. Inside the 20-yard line now. Manning sacked. And we're going to see how some of these guys like Peyton Manning adjust to the more modern football where movement is a little bit more important. But when he can throw accurate passes like that into the end zone for a touchdown, may not matter if he can't move. Eric Crouch, meanwhile, all about his movement ability, and he's trying to prove that he could be a good enough passer in the today modern age as they sweep it outside. And Nebraska for a first down run. 31-31 your score, almost halfway through the 4th quarter as Crouch in the air. He'll dump it down, and 2 defenders were on him. Just a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 10. Crouch with the blitz sent in. He'll beat it. Gets the completion, but shy of the marker. 4th and 1 at midfield, and they'll punt it. Giving it back to Peyton, as Manning will have 8 yards on the play. He's over 300 yards on the game, and they'll keep it on the ground on this play where they lose 2. It's 3rd and 4. Manning in coverage, but he delivers an accurate ball and another first down as Peyton, after that interception, has been on fire, as he's got his receiver to 100 yards. 45-yard line. He beats the pressure and a quick ball out for 4 more. And with 2.5 to go, they'll run. It'll be shy. 3rd and 1. Manning, no QB sneak here. He's actually just going to keep it, though. A Peyton Manning great option. I don't know if that was the best idea. They have to punt it away. Yeah, that's an unfortunate call. Nebraska, though, they got pinned back inside their own 5. It's 2nd down. They hit him outside and avoid a safety, get a first down, but we might be headed to overtime regardless. I think they were just buying themselves enough field position so they can take it to overtime, and they will. Tennessee gets the sack here, and we're going to overtime in a massive battle between 2 all-time greats. Nebraska is going to get it first in overtime. Crouch scrambling outside. That's going to be a hitter, and he got him. Breaks the tackle. Make it 2! Touchdown, Nebraska! And 1 play all the way. And 2 broken tackles. Peyton, how will you respond? He gets the blitz picked up by the running back. Manning, not much of a mover, but he's just going to get rid of it there as he tried to, I don't know if I want to call it scramble, but try to move a little bit. It's 3rd down and 10. Manning goes across the field, gets to the running back, who's got the first down and more, all the way to the 4-yard line. Can't let him get that free as Manning to the end zone, broken up. Second and goal as Manning with time. And when you get Peyton Manning time, he finds the wide open receiver, and we're going to double overtime. 38-38, a design move out play for Manning where he's going to actually just find the running back outlet quickly, 8 yards, third down and 2. Play action, Peyton gets it out to the check down again, and Manning has his running back inside the 10. Goal to go. Manning hands it, running back, getting all the carries and all the touches, and he's got it into the end zone. 2-point conversion now to make it an 8-point game. Peyton is sacked. An unblocked defender gets in, and now Nebraska knows what they need. Touchdown, a 2-point conversion. Crouch right down the middle. 22 yards. First and goal. They'll go play action. He gets it out, and it's a touchdown, Nebraska. And for the win now. 2-point conversion to end it here. Crouch is going to be over the head of the receiver. He missed him. We're on to a 2-point conversion shootout. Triple overtime. Crouch, quick hitter, got it. And now Peyton Manning to send it to a 4th overtime. Play action, they pick up the blitz. Manning got him, and he hangs on. We're going to number 4. Manning spreads the field now as he's got 5 wide. Manning over the middle, he's got it, and now we're going to be threatened to go to a 5th overtime. Crouch has got it. Overtime number 5. We're already having incredible battles to start this video off. Nebraska gets it in for a 6th overtime. They toss it out. Hey, it's going to make one miss, but not the rest. Game over. Nebraska wins it. And I don't love taking the ball out of Peyton's hands. Both quarterbacks, though, great performances. Peyton throws 4 touchdowns, but it was not enough as we move on to a little battle of the Cams here. Miami versus Auburn. Cam Newton, Cam Ward. How about seeing what these guys could do? Both guys named Cam, both guys number 1 overall draft picks, and now it's going to be a 10-point game in the favor of Cam Newton. After that touchdown pass, we go over to Ward, who's going to hand it off, and the running back got a lane. Oh, is he going to go? Safety, can't catch him. Miami all the way, touchdown, and getting help from the ground game. 72 yards to make it a 3-point battle once more. Cam Newton's got it back as they go handoff, and Cam's gonna have his back out for an 8-yard gain. 3rd down and 2. They're gonna keep it on the ground, and the running back, he just tried to bounce it outside. I don't know about that one. Instead, Miami's gonna take it as Ward is gonna find his receiver. He'll have 6, 3rd down and 3 from midfield. Cam is gonna have it down the middle, 18 yards, and Miami down by 10 not too long ago, and they're already in position to tie this one up and maybe even take the lead now with that run to the red zone with 5 minutes to play. They'll keep it with the running backs and the run game, carrying them down to the 2-yard line. Ward in the shotgun. He'll give it to him again. He's got it again. Touchdown. And Miami on top, all due to the ground game. They're really trying to get both ground games going, and the rain really affecting the passing, but it might need to be Cam Newton's arm. Doing things like that is not going to be what helps you. Overthrowing people. Flag is down, 3rd and 10. Newton is going to have it thrown out of bounds, but this one would have came back regardless. So it's looking like Miami might get the ball back unless they want to go for it here. With 3.5 to go, they're not going to go for it. They're going to punt it. And now Cam Ward can end this as Ward read option for the 1st down gain of 13. Couple 1st downs here will do it as he's tackled for loss. Can you give Newton a chance? With under 3 to go, Ward is going to hit the receiver for close to the 1st down, not quite 4th and inches. They punted, and Newton has a chance. Cam will find a slant route for 7 yards. We're at the 2-minute warning. They got 1 timeout to play. Running the football, and he loses 4. 3rd and 7. They lose time, they lose yards, and then it throws a pick. And Cam Newton has lost his first game. Miami, I think that's a bit of an upset there as Newton runs for 87, throws for 320. Not going to get it done, though. As we head to week 2 now, those were the highlight games of week 1. Week 2, we go back to Notre Dame, and they're taking on Jameis Winston and Florida State. Brady Quinn off to a hot 2-0 start, and Quinn is brought down. There's one thing about this video that's going to be really exciting is the ACC is going to be Absolutely fun conference to watch finally. I mean, you're going to have Florida State with Jameis Winston, Clemson with Trevor Lawrence, you're going to have Cam Ward, you're going to have Phillip Rivers, you're going to have Donovan McNabb, you're going to have Michael Vick, you're going to have a lot of big-time players, and a big-time throw from Jameis Winston. He's got 3 interceptions on the day, but Winston still giving his team a chance to win. He gets sacked there, but with the lead, now at the 21-yard line, 3rd and 20, Winston is going to try to move. He'll just take it out of bounds, settle for the field goal. As the kick on its way, it is good. You're seeing on the right side, though, some of the other scores. This is, that point in the season early on where you're facing a lot of FCS schools, a lot of, tune-up games. Now, a lot of teams have better quarterbacks than they usually would, but still, it's going to be an uphill battle for a lot of those small schools to beat some of these top-tier quarterbacks as Winston is going to get the ball back off an interception. Brady Quinn unraveling a little bit, maybe, as Winston has a chance to get his Florida State squad up by 2 scores. And to the end zone, touchdown, Jameis! And Florida State up by 2 touchdowns now. And this Notre Dame team, they were lucky to take out North Carolina the way that they did. And maybe Florida State proving that they are not going to be contenders this year as Quinn throwing over the middle. And it'll be a completion set up 4th down and 1. Quinn to the air as he's going to hit him to the outside and just broken up. It was just enough for the first down. Couldn't hang on, though. And Florida State will take back over. And a 3rd down and long for Jameis, but I don't think they're sweating it too much as Jameis gets sacked. That's rough to make it a long field goal try. Kick is good, though, and it makes it a 15-point game, so still 2 touchdowns. Got to add on a 2-point conversion, though, on top of it if you're Notre Dame. The issue is you're out of timeouts. You got just 2.5 minutes to go, and for Brady Quinn, could be seeing himself slide out of the top 25. We'll start looking at the top 25s the further we go into the season once kind of we settle into who are the real teams here as Notre Dame picked off again. And that is going to be Notre Dame's undoing. Brady Quinn, 2 picks, under 50% completion percentage, and we head over to Ohio State. We already seen both these teams in action. Let's see them against each other. Ohio State versus Miami, both of them coming off big wins. Cam Ward taking out Cam Newton, and Ohio State dominating Johnny Manziel. Here's the issue, though. I don't know how this happened. I have injuries turned off, but Cam Ward got hurt in the game. Like, he's fine for the future, but he's out for the rest of this game. I don't know how that happened since I have injuries turned off. Obviously, in a video like this, you can't have injuries ruin it. But I guess Miami is going to have to try to do it without Cam Ward, as there's a flag down. And Ohio State's going to get a little bit of help, a little bit more help already with no Cam Ward, but a holding penalty as well. 3rd down and 9 as they hit him outside. I guess, Ward, what do you got here on the bench? Can you root for your guy enough to will him to victory? They're already down by 13, and they'll convert here on 4th down. So I don't know if we're going to have to put like an asterisk on this one if Ohio State is able to win this game, but I mean, we can't count it quite yet because Miami at the 12. 3rd down, caught over the middle, defender missed it. It's a touchdown, Hurricanes. 27-21, Stroud. What do you got here? CJ Stroud delivering for a 1st down. There you go. 5 minutes to play, though. Can you find some points on the board to get it back up to a 2-score battle? As he has 6 on that play. Stroud playing a clean game so far. Ground game is going to get him 4 yards and enough for the 1st down. We're under 4.5 to play. Stroud is going to float one to an open man. That's a nice ball. And another big conversion this time. Well within field goal range. And Miami going to have to start burning timeouts if they can't get the stop here. As Stroud snakes it, gets stonewalled. 4th and 1, they're going for it. I don't know, that's bold, but they got it. You could have taken the 2-score lead, but they wanted to run the clock out the rest of the way here. And a 1st down might just be enough. Stroud is going to throw it away. All right, well, they're going to take the field goal here. Kick is up, and oh no, it's off the upright. No good. Miami has a chance. Can they do it without Cam? Oh, he's sacked. And now with the 2-minute warning hitting at 2nd and 19, they're going to run it. And I guess it caught the defense off guard because it does get them 12. 3rd down and 7. As they'll throw deep middle, and that'll be a nice 1st down. I mean, as of right now, Miami holds the #1 spot in the polls. If they are able to do this without Cam Ward, I think they are undisputed the #1 team as it stands early on this video. But for Ohio State, they're chasing them down and getting them for a sack. 3rd and 20, play action. They're sending more pressure, and they'll get it out to get 12 on the play. 4th and 8, game on the line. This is it for Miami. Oh, he's got it. They're keeping the game alive at the 24. 38 seconds to play as Ohio State's defense in the end zone. Oh, he caught it. Touchdown, Miami. Touchdown, Miami. And they're going to take the lead with the extra point. Ohio State. Stroud, just 30 seconds. A floated deep. Oh, he's got him. Stroud. C.J. Stroud delivers. And in one massive play, they're in field goal range to rip the hearts out of Miami. 20 seconds to go. And Ohio State will just run it a couple of times. Set up the field goal try. All the way inside the 5. And touchdown. No field goal. They'll just punch it in. And Miami will have just 13 seconds to play. 2-point conversion is no good, but you need a miracle if you're Miami. You get the ball back eventually with 9 seconds to play, and you go down. Game over for Miami. They fought hard without Cam Ward in the second half. I don't know how he got hurt. I literally have injuries turned off, but Cam Ward, I mean, the backup did a phenomenal job, but okay, you know, it is what it is. We go on to week 3 as, yeah, no, maybe Miami fans won't be happy about that one. They maybe got robbed a little bit as Michigan, Texas A&M. A&M got dominated by Ohio State. Now they're taking on Michigan as it's 21-9. Manziel into the flats, and he's going to spin his way to the 3-yard line. Can they get themselves within one score? Manziel is going to throw outside, caught, tackled right at the 1. Manziel just over 100 yards. They're going to kick the field goal here, and it's no good for 1, and 2, why are you kicking a field goal down by 2 touchdowns? I don't understand the decision making there, and Michigan taking it over with now under 6 minutes to play. Denard Robinson looking for a bounce back in his own right, because they went down to Florida, choking a double-digit point lead to them. So both of these teams, it's a crucial game. I mean, in order to make the playoffs with this stacked of a college football landscape, you can't lose more than 2 games, I'd say. Like, 10-2 is going to have to be what it is. Maybe you can sneak in at 9-3 if you have some really crazy quality victories, but 2 losses in your first 3, it might be, you know, done for whoever loses this game, as Michigan is going to get to the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 3. They'll hand it off. They'll find his way into the end zone, and that is going to give him a 28-9 lead. Manziel has been poor in this start of the season, and now he's throwing a pick. Taking it the other way, inside the 10, and down to the 2. And Johnny Manziel has been awful to start this season. Touchdown, and Michigan's going to also dominate Texas A&M. Manziel 1 pick, no touchdown. So in the Ohio State game and the Michigan game combined, he had no touchdowns in both of those games. That's brutal. Let's go back to Ohio State. Speaking of them, they've been headlining a lot of weeks here. Ohio State finds themselves number 1 in the country right now, and they're taking on a 2-0 Matthew Stafford-led Georgia squad. And Georgia is down by 3, but with the football, 2nd down and 1. With the 8-minute mark, they'll run it up the middle for the 1st down. So is another big-time matchup, at least for the poll's sake, as Georgia can jump up quite a bit as Stafford goes down. He's sacked. 3rd and 15, they'll set up the screen, and it'll be a couple blocks picked up. Headed for the 1st down, he's got it. And he'll have another 26, a big-time screen. Gets him all the way. Stafford will follow up with a pass inside the 10, down to the 8. As they are going to hand it, falling forward, but he gets stopped at the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal. Stafford, quick hitter, and can he race him to the corner? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And Stroud back down by 4. Can this Ohio State squad string together another impressive victory, as Stroud not had as clean of a game? He's got 2 picks on the day, just 1 touchdown, but he's in position to maybe win this one as well. Stroud is going to find a man over the middle, 10 yards. It's going to be 3rd and inches. They'll sneak it. He's going to fumble it on the snake. Georgia picks it up. Ohio State turns it over, and Stroud has not had good success on sneak plays so far in this video as Stafford will go to a little end around. 3rd down and 4. The trickery gets them the first down, and Ohio State out of timeouts. 2nd and 11. They'll keep on moving. Move the chains again. One more first down ends this game, or if they find the end zone, it'll end it as well, and they will find the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. Stroud has just 2 minutes and he's down by 11. I don't think he's coming back from this one. With no timeout means it's going to be an onside kick. But Stroud, you got to find points here, and you're not going to do it on that play where you get sacked for a 9-yard loss. 3rd and 20. He'll set up for a 4th and 9 after that 11-yard play. Game on the line here, and they will keep it going. Pass midfield, and they'll have just 48 seconds to play. Quick hitter. 1st down. Can he get out of bounds? He's going to have a big play, and he does get out at the 17-yard line. As Stroud goes to the outside. He's inside the 10. He's inside the 5 and out of bounds again at the 2. 30 seconds to play. And he's reaching. That's a touchdown, Ohio State. And the 2-point conversion to follow up is going to be no good, but you have to get the onside kick, though. That's all that matters here. 30 seconds to play, and Georgia has it. And that fumble on the sneak was the difference as Matthew Stafford takes them out. Back-to-back weeks, the number 1 team in the country goes down. We head over to the next week, week 4, and it's Miami versus Florida State. Cam Ward, he's A-okay. Everybody's A-okay. I don't know what happened with the whole injury situation. I had to, figure that out, but it's fine. As Florida State, though, Jameis 2-0 and well on his way to 3-0. Miami down by 17 with that touchdown. And Ward is needing a big-time comeback here as Florida State is looking to put themselves into the conversation to be a national championship contender. They're ranked number 24 as of right now, but they'll just take a massive leap if they take out Miami here, who's number 5 in the country, as Ward goes on the read option. Cam Ward down for 7 yards. And for Miami, how crazy would it be if you come out here and you beat Cam Newton and Auburn in your first game, and then you lose your next 2? I mean, it's a tough schedule so far, but my goodness, that's going to be a brutal start to your season, especially since the ACC schedule ain't going to make it a whole lot easier. Touchdown, Miami. And they make it a 10-point game. Florida State, Jameis Winston takes it back over. Screen for Winston, and he will get stopped for a loss of 1. Winston, no turnovers. If you get a Jameis Winston no turnover game, you better win. As Winston scrambling for the first down, putting his body on the line, not sliding. He's just running ahead for the first. As a quick drop back with 3.5 to go, he'll get it into the flats for a completion and another first down. Winston looking to just end the game here. He'll keep it again. And Jameis, what another nice run. Timeout Miami, and 2 more first downs to do it. Here's 1. Miami down to their final timeout, and they'll go to the ground again. How about another one? I don't think Miami's getting this ball back in a spot where they can maybe pull this one off. I think it's just about over. 3rd and 1. Winston to the air. He'll throw for the end zone. Touchdown. Right back up by 17. Game over, and Jameis Winston goes to 3-0 with a 34-17 win where he thoroughly outdueled Cam Ward there. As we move over to another matchup between 2 undefeated teams early on this season that have been sneaky good. How about California, led by Aaron Rodgers? Syracuse, led by Donovan McNabb. 34-34. It's been a shootout so far, and I think it's going to continue. 1st and goal, McNabb for Syracuse as they'll go handing it off into the end zone. Touchdown, Syracuse. And this is another one of these big games because early on the season, like I said, 2 losses is going to be what does it for you potentially. And I mean, with how stacked the ACC is, you need every win you can get against these top opponents because you have to still play Miami, you still have to play NC State, you still have to play Florida State, you still have to play all these talented schools, Virginia Tech, and It's just a lot to go through here. Also, Stanford as well, because you got the Pac-12 schools. You got Andrew Luck. Like, it's so many teams. So Aaron Rodgers on 4th and 1 with 5.5 to go. Rodgers down the middle. Oh, he's got it. Caught at the 9. And Rodgers is going to throw a screen out and get some blocking. He's going to find his way through. Touchdown. I don't know we got through that, but we're tied up at 41 apiece. And McNabb will take back over, as they'll have 8 yards and a first down there. 3rd down and 4 as we jump ahead. Donovan throwing deep. Donovan McNabb got it completed to the 16. And we'll have another chance to take the lead in Syracuse with 2.5 to go. Syracuse floating. McNabb end zone. Oh, it's picked up, but there's a flag. There's a flag. And it's going to be pass interference. And maybe that's how we got the good positioning on that play. He had a little bit of pushing, and they'll have it at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. They'll hand it off, and Syracuse has 48 on the board. Rodgers, can he respond again? And what would it be if it isn't an Aaron Rodgers, putting up a bunch of points and having his defense let him down? That's just a prime Aaron Rodgers moment here, as they'll throw right up the sideline, and that's a nice ball in between 2 defenders. 1:20 to go. Rodgers throwing down the middle again, and he's just hitting everything. 400 yards for Rodgers. Under a minute to play. He's got time. He's got a lot of time. And eventually it runs out. That's good coverage downfield by Syracuse. 51 seconds. 3rd and 9. Rodgers has got one-on-one. Defender missed it. And a touchdown. Cal. It's 48-48. And McNabb has just 40 seconds to go to find a field goal, as his running back fighting for that first down. It's pretty big. Timeout used. 35-yard line as McNabb gets it out to the back again, and he's got room. And at the 48-yard line, here you go. One more first down, you might be in field goal range. McNabb has got a completion along the sidelines, and he gets out of bounds. Just wide open, and they'll hand it off. Make this field goal a little bit easier. And here we go. For the win, Syracuse is going to boot it through the uprights for a 51-48 victory. Rodgers throws for 430. McNabb throws for 417. And we move on to our first encounter of Oklahoma, as it's Baker Mayfield versus Matthew Stafford here. 3-0 versus 3-0. Stafford moved up to number 15 in the polls. Meanwhile, Oklahoma sitting here at number 4. Can Baker Mayfield pull off a 10-point comeback, though, as Mayfield sacked? 4th and 9, and they'll have to kick a field goal, as it will be through. And it's a 17-10 game, as Stafford will take over, trying to ride a little bit of a hot streak here after taking out Ohio State. Now, can you take out Oklahoma? Taking out 2 top teams in consecutive weeks would be massive for them, and they'll definitely move into the top 10 with that. Unfortunately, though, Georgia does not get far on their drive. They'll punt it right back to Baker, who's got the ball first down there. Play action, they pick up the blitz. Nice job from the back, and it allows Baker to deliver for a first down, and he made 2 defenders miss there before going out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Mayfield throws it underneath. Broken tackle, and he'll have it to the 24-yard line, and here comes Baker. He's at the 24, and moving to the red zone, inside the 10, and Mayfield is dealing right now. Goal to go, with 5 to go, and into the end zone. Touchdown! Oklahoma erases a 10-point deficit just like that. And Stafford now will have the ball back in a massive game also for SEC title implications here. I mean, in order to make the SEC championship, what's it going to take? I mean, all these games are going to factor into tiebreakers as well. I find it hard to believe that one team and one team only is going to run through the gauntlet that is going to be these high-end conferences, as Baker will have the ball back again. Stafford's been ice cold in this 4th quarter, and Mayfield's been red hot as they are going to go on to the red zone. He's at the 20, and this has been a complete flip of the script here. Oklahoma just dicing up this defense. Mayfield, he's up over 350 yards on the game. They'll have the blitz and in. Mayfield stands and delivers. Touchdown! Baker, 24-17, 17 points unanswered. And Georgia now just under 2 minutes to play to try to figure out something here. They've been unable to even get a first down, it feels like. 4th down and 5. Stafford will throw underneath. He's finally got a first down and a little bit more after that. 35-yard line. As Stafford down the middle, that's a nice ball, and leaping up to get that one is his receiver, snagging that one out of the air with 1:10 to go, as they'll go up the middle on the ground. Still can't afford to run a little bit considering you're only 23 yards out, but just a minute to play, and into the end zone, knocked away. Stafford took his shot, didn't have it though. 2nd and 10, drag route, got it. To the 14, 3rd and 1, 35 seconds. They're going to go on the ground, and he doesn't get it. They got to hurry it back. 4th and 2, and for the undefeated streak to stay alive, incomplete. Stafford down. Baker 4-0, and Mayfield throws for 375 and 3 touchdowns. As we look now at the polls a month into the season, Texas, Vince Young at the top. We got Joe Burrow. We got a couple of surprises though. Colin Klein. And we also have Daniel Jones in the top 12 as well. Missouri with Chase Daniel. UAB in the top 25 as well. So let's go to another nice little matchup here between two undefeated teams early on the season. Louisville is led by Lamar Jackson. Boston College led by Doug Flutie. 3-0 versus 2-0. Both of them fringe-ranked squads. Boston College on the outside looking in. Louisville at 23. So far, though, for Louisville, they are up by 14 and looking to maybe add on to that lead. But for Boston College, they're trying to pull themselves back within 1 touchdown with the football here and a completion for the first down at the 30-yard line as they will throw one outside. And that's going to be caught for a gain of 4 from 3rd down and 6 now as Flutie throws for the end zone. Down right at the 1-yard line, and handing it off, he's stopped again, like half yard away. Hand off again, not happening again. Will they get the goal line stand? 3rd down and goal, a run to the outside, and he loses 4. And 4th down and goal, no way. Defense for Louisville, he's got him stopped. And they could not get in on that play. Where he was just so close, and then he had 4 tries at the 1-yard line. I mean, he had 1 at the 5-yard line, but still, like, you had 4 downs there to get 1 yard in, and you couldn't do it. And I feel like in a situation like that, not only does it prevent you from making it a 1-score game, but just the momentum, just the mental defeat that you have to be feeling on that one, as eventually Boston College gets the ball back, but there's only 3:40 to go. They got all their timeouts, but can you score this time around? No, you can't. Picked off by Louisville, and Lamar Jackson looking for his 3rd win of the season as they'll throw over the middle. Jackson for the first down. Boston College going to start burning timeouts here. 2.5 to go. They'll run the football, and he'll have nothing on the play, but they'll set up for a field goal for a 17-point game. Kick is good. That will do it. Down by 3 scores. They're not able to pull it off. They do end up scoring a touchdown late. Doesn't really mean all that much, though. And we'll head over to a big SEC matchup. Alabama, Bryce Young, 3-0 so far, unranked. And they're taking on Tim Tebow, 3-0, who's number 5 in the country. So a big game for Alabama, especially who's not in the polls, which is interesting. But Bryce Young has his chance here. If he wins, he'll definitely be in the top 25 as Tebow goes down with the sack. They'll have to settle for a field goal to make it a full 7-point game. Kick is good. And Florida will be up 31-24. Bryce Young takes over. As Young, I don't know, he's just antsy in the pocket and he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's sacked for a big loss, and that basically just derails the drive. 3rd down and 17. He'll have 3. They'll punt it right back. It's Tebow taking over. Florida already up by 7 and now with the ball in a good spot in the field as he will throw. Tebow going long. Tebow, and he's got it, and all the way, touchdown. Just floated that one up there and dropped it beautifully in for a 14-point game. And now Bryce Young needs to get something going with 5 to play. Blitz sent in over the middle. He beats it for a first down into Florida territory. This is what you need. A couple of quick hitters there and a couple of nice first down plays. That ball a little behind him. Kind of negated a little bit of catch and run opportunity, but still 3rd down and 3. And it's another first down. Another pass that was a little off target, but he still reeled it in. Young outside, gets out of bounds there, so saves a little bit of clock. 3:30 to play, 3rd down and 5. Young is going for that's another inaccurate pass, and that would have been a big time grab inside the 5, and they got a first down here, though. They do convert. but Bryce Young's inaccuracy coming out to play there as Florida steps in front, picks it off, and that's not only going to be a pick, but it's going to be a pick six. How fast is this guy? Touchdown, Florida. That's a 17-point lead yet again for back-to-back games where we see a team pull away at the end there. Tebow runs for 133 and 2 touchdowns. Impressive game from Tebow. How about a must-win situation maybe for Tennessee, who they dropped that huge game to Nebraska in like 5 overtimes. They're taking on the #1 team in the nation. It's Vince Young. It's Texas. And Vince Young's team's got the lead 24-27 for Texas, as it's going to be Peyton Manning taking over. You don't want to lose 2 games early in the season. I've said it a couple of times before, but if you look at how things have gone so far this year, the #1 team has been knocked off a couple of times already. It's been a race to see who can get to the top, and not just get to the top, stay at the top for more than a couple of weeks. Texas now is the #1 team, but how long will it be for? Will Peyton Manning knock them off? 6:30 to play. Manning on the keeper. I don't think you'll want to do that. He'll lose yards. That's a lot of negative yards. He's gotten sacked a couple of times. They'll go over the middle. That's caught for a first down at the 11-yard line. Manning, a lot of yards on the day so far. He needs a little bit more, though, at the 8-yard line. 3rd down as Manning will throw with time. Finds a receiver. He's fighting, and he's in. Touchdown, Tennessee. And there's the lead for Manning as Vince Young takes over. And Young, 3rd down and 10 early on. Don't want to go 3 and out here as he'll throw for a first down. There you go at the 35-yard line. 4 minutes to play. Young, quick hitch route. Got him for another 7 yards on the play. 3:40 to go on 3rd down. Young goes deep left, and it's incomplete. Defenders, there were 2 there, and they'll punt the football away. And oh, no way. Peyton Manning. Oh, we just had a 13-yard run from Peyton Manning. That is going to be a highlight of the video. I don't know how we're going to see that one again. And then look at this run. And that was 13 yards, but that was a whole lot more impressive. Tennessee to seal this game. They got it. And look at the running game of not just the running back, but also Peyton Manning. Tennessee with a massive victory. Manning throws for 4 touchdowns. Young throws for 3. And we have a new #1 team again. It's USC and Caleb Williams. They're battling it out with LSU and Joe Burrow at the top and a couple other squads in there. You got Kirk Cousins sitting at number 10. You got Boise State and Kellen Moore. You got Duke finally dropping a game. They lose to Notre Dame. BYU sneaks into the top 25. And let's take a look at that previously mentioned Oklahoma as we're into week 6. They're taking on Dak Prescott. 4-0 Mississippi State. Dak Prescott, remember what he did at Mississippi State? He was a whole bunch of fun. And, you know, he had Mississippi State rolling at one point. But now can he get it going again? This time with a stacked college football landscape. Will it be 5-0 for Mississippi State to get into the top 25? Or will it be 6-0 for Baker Mayfield and eyeing that #1 spot in the country? Prescott, 3rd and goal. Outside, ball was laid, picked off, and then they were going for the tie, but instead, he's going to go the other way. Dak can't catch him. It's a pick 6 for almost a 100-yard return. It'll go down for a 14-point game, and Prescott now, I mean, you were so close to tying it up. The ball just was way too late, and Dak now has got an uphill battle here as it's 3rd down and 8. They send an extra man. They'll throw for a first down. Got to get a touchdown this drive, though, as with 7 minutes to play and clock running. You're going to have it at the 49. Play action. Dak is going to throw over the middle, picked off again, and Dak Prescott is not doing too hot in the 4th quarter as Baker will take over now, and a chance to really put this one away as there's going to be a field goal range already, and, you know, we could be on to a 17-point lead, and that's what it's looking like it's going to be. They'll get stopped 3 and out, but I think they're going to be all right with a 45-yard kick. Kick is good. And here we are, 17-point game for Dak Prescott, who's just making it worse. Another interception. He's got 3 in the 4th quarter. Oh my goodness. You had your chance here to really stake your claim in the national stage, and instead it's just Baker Mayfield pouring it on a little bit more with another touchdown. 44-17. Dak throws 3 picks. Baker throws 4 touchdowns. And we'll move on to Louisville versus Stanford. How about Andrew Luck, Lamar Jackson, Stanford 4-0, Louisville 3-0, and another massive matchup in the ACC as Louisville's got it, down by 7, Lamar, throw in, that ball swatted at the line and incomplete. We go Andrew Luck with the football, former #1 overall pick and an all-time great QB prospect. 3rd down and 2 for Luck as he's throwing over the middle for a first down and a completion to the 44-yard line. Trying to go for 5-0 in Stanford, spinning through as the running back, getting the first down. And you're in field goal range to make it a 10-point game. Luck is going to evade. He's not going to get the ball off, though, and he's going to go down for 6 yards. 3rd and 16. Luck, the wide open man. And in between the zones, he just found him open and got out of the 16. Luck now is going to float one. And zone touchdown. Wide open again. And Andrew Luck delivered for a 14-point game, and now Lamar Jackson getting into desperation mode. Jackson's going to have a 31-yarder there. But he's going to have to do a lot more than that, especially knowing that your defense is eventually going to have to stop Andrew Luck with the ball back as Lamar will try to keep it, and they were ready for the Lamar run. 3rd and 12, and Jackson to the air. He'll throw outside. It's picked off, and Stanford taking it away. Everything coming up. Stanford in this 4th quarter. Still a couple minutes to play, though, as if they could get a stop here, Louisville will have a small chance in this one. Here's your shot, though. 3rd and 10. Luck is got it along the sidelines, and he's got another first down. Andrew Luck just delivering for another completion. He's well over 300 yards on the game. 2nd down and 7. Keep on adding to it. First down again. As no, they don't give it to him. Okay, 3rd and inches. Luck will sneak it, and that'll be the first down. So this is looking like they're going to be able to run this clock out quite a bit, as Louisville going to start burning their timeouts eventually here. We're nearing the 3-minute mark. There you go, completion. And no timeout quite yet. 3rd down and 7, 2:30 to play. Luck, can it be another first down? No, he's sacked, and Louisville will finally burn one there. But the field goal will make it a 17-point game, and Lamar Jackson, I mean, it's just looking like it's all over for Louisville, and they could find themselves outside of the top 25. Lamar picked off again, and that will do it. Jackson goes down. 3 interceptions. Andrew Luck, a clean 300 yards and 2 touchdowns as we move over to Auburn, Tennessee. But we got ourselves a blowout here. I didn't expect that. Auburn, 49-17, destroys Peyton Manning's Tennessee squad to close out the week. That was supposed to be like the big game of the week, and it was a blowout. Now we go to see the next set of top 25 polls. Oregon undefeated right now. Virginia Tech and Michael Vick undefeated. They're in the polls. As, you know, we've seen some other 2-loss teams climb their way back in. How about Auburn again, though? Domination. They take out Peyton Manning, and then they dominate Eli Manning. Cam Newton goes for 3 touchdowns again on the air, and then 3 touchdowns on the ground for a 6-touchdown game. Cam Newton is on fire right now, and we have another big-time battle. 2 first-time teams that we're spectating in this video. How about Drew Brees and Purdue, Marcus Mariota and Oregon. 4-0 Oregon, number 13 in the polls, taking on a 3-1 unranked Purdue squad. But can Drew Brees pull his team into victory here, as it'll be 3rd and 17. Mariota, they're down, but they got the ball with a huge play on that screen to get them the first down, as they'll keep it on the ground, and they keep getting big plays as Mariota looking for the lead. 2nd down and 9. He'll throw. It's going to be a tight window ball. Can't get it in. Broken up. As it'll be 3rd down and 9 to the outside. Got it. He gets around the defense. Inside the 5. Down to the 3. And Mariota's had a rough day, but he can maybe give his team the lead here. Running back can't get in. 3rd down and goal as Mariota will throw. He's got time. It's eventually going to run out. He's sacked, and a field goal try will be good. But the field goal is not going to be enough to give him the lead. It's 29-27. Brees takes over, and his running back having a tough day. 25 carries for 76 yards, but Brees in the air, knocked away. 3rd down and 14. Will it be a 3-and-out? Brees is going to try to move, throw it back across the middle, and he'll have a completion, but Not going to be enough for the first down. They'll punt it away in good field position for Mariota, who's now just needing a field goal to take the lead in this one. 4.5 to play as Mariota delivers, and he can't hang on again. Fourth down, they'll punt it. It's a lot of just contested grabs that they can't bring in. Can't fault them for dropping it, but eventually you feel like they're going to catch one of those as Breeze. I don't know what that shovel pass was all about. They'll lose a couple of yards there. Third down and 14 again. Can he convert this time? Yes, he can! Breeze deliver it for the first down as they'll go on the ground, and they just keep on losing yards. This running back is not getting a lot of good blocking. Third down and 16. Breeze is going to have a lot of time, though, with only a 3-man rush. Step up and throw. It's caught. He's trying to fight, but he couldn't get the first. So now Oregon takes over. One timeout to go, but 2:40 on the clock and a just field goal needed. A couple of first downs will get them well on their way. I'm thinking maybe 2 to 3 more is what they're looking for. Mariota, though, he's going to go deep. He wants it all, and he's underthrown. He had him with a step. He had him with maybe 2 steps when he underthrew it. Third down and 10. Only a 1-yard gain. 4th and 9. A minute 20 to go, but Mariota delivers. And a big conversion. But you gotta think of the touchdown he missed, as he's gonna find a receiver. Maybe it's a touchdown here. Can he go? Yes, he can. You didn't miss that one. Receiver takes it all the way. Breeze now just a minute to go. And to keep Purdue's hopes alive early in the season of being true contenders as they'll run it. And he's got the first down. They'll go timeout, and they got 1 to go. 36-yard line. Breeze delivers to the outside, and he gets out of bounds. That's a huge play. 48 seconds to go as they'll go underneath. It'll be just a 4-yard play. 34 seconds to go. Just one timeout. Still in Breeze. He got hit, but he took that shot and delivered an accurate ball. 27 seconds to go from the 15. Breeze to the end zone. Touchdown. Drew Brees. And he's got a 1-point lead. 2-point conversion is no good. Fumble. And just make sure you don't let him return it. They don't. And Oregon will be down by 1 with 17 seconds to play. But Breeze might have been the hero here as Mariota running. And they'll have the first down. Clock stops momentarily, but you're looking at maybe one more play. And you got to go 65 yards to do it. They'll spike it with 5 seconds to go. And Mariota will load up for one last play. If he can get it off, he does. But he's hit as he's throwing. It goes right into a defender. Game over. Purdue is pulling off the upset. They steal it from Mariota, and Oregon by 1 point. Breeze outduels Mariota, 3 touchdowns as we move over to Miami, Virginia Tech. This is a huge game for Miami, especially, and it's a good start because Miami, yeah, they're going to take this pick 6 all the way. Michael Vick has a rough game, and Miami keeps their hopes alive. They already got 2 losses on the season, but they go and dominate an undefeated Virginia Tech 41. And on the board, Michael Vick just couldn't get things going through the air. Let's go to 2 undefeated teams in the Big 12, though. How about get some Big 12 action here? Shedeur Sanders is undefeated for now against Patrick Mahomes, but it's not looking like it's going to stay like that for long. Mahomes' defense gets the pick 6 to go up by 21 points. And even though Colorado drives down the field, Shedeur finds the end zone to make it a 2-score game. It's going to be Mahomes eventually getting down the field, and Texas Tech is going to score. Mahomes takes a 21-point lead and will take home the victory here as Shedeur throws 2 picks. Patrick Mahomes near 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and Texas Tech rolling right now as we go on to a huge rivalry matchup. And we'll have Texas, Oklahoma, 5-1 versus 6-0. Can Vince Young take out Baker Mayfield? I feel like Oklahoma maybe has a case for being the best team in the nation right now. Them, LSU, USC currently residing at the top as well. I mean, Oklahoma, though, they've been impressive in the games that we have watched them. Texas, meanwhile, they got 1 loss on the board, and they've fallen down to number 12 in the country. But can they climb themselves back in to the top 10? Texas with the pick and taking it to the 21-yard line. So Vince Young with the 4-point lead and the ball in the red zone now as they handed it off, and he's got them down to the 5-yard line. Vince Young for the 2-score lead. Caught, and he's down to the 2. 2nd and goal. Come on, Vince Young, what do you got here? They'll hand it off, and he's in. And Baker Mayfield and Oklahoma is going to have to overcome another 2-score deficit if they're going to want to win this one as well to keep their streak alive, as he'll have 7 on the play with 6.5 to go. Baker, he's going to move. He's going to eventually stay in the pocket, deliver a pass for a first down, and breaking a tackle for 25 yards. And it'll be 6 minutes to play right at midfield. Quick hitter. That'll be caught. And Baker's got his boys to the 40-yard line. Can it be another Baker comeback here? As maybe that'll be the story for Oklahoma this year, as they just keep on hanging on, but they got a lot to do first, as they got 9 on that play at the 30-yard line. Under 5 to go, fighting for the first down. He's got it. They're taking a lot of time on this drive right now, but they are moving, and that's the important part, as he breaks the tackle, springs his way all the way to the 11-yard line. That was a couple of yards that turned it into 19. Baker to the end zone, touchdown. Oklahoma and Baker not done yet, is he's going to go for 2 now, and outside, right on the money, 2 is good, and Vince Young got to hang on here. 2nd and 9, that ball caught for 3rd and 3. Here's the shot for Oklahoma's defense. It's caught. He's tackled shy. 4th and inches. They punted, and Baker can pull it off. Baker Mayfield. Oh, he got a block. Baker's got him all the way down to the 4-yard line. What a play from the receiver to hit that block to spring him for more yards. They'll have the field goal in their back pocket, but 3rd and goal now. Far back, Mayfield, right at the goal line. He's down at the 2, maybe 1.5-yard line, and they'll kick the field goal. Kick is good, and that play will take us to overtime. Baker with another double-digit point comeback, and can he go to 7-0? Can you break the heart of Texas fans everywhere? Oklahoma picked them off. And you've got to be kidding me. If you're a Texas fan, you've got to be sick watching this. Oklahoma is sprinting their way to the 10 and just a field goal for the win. Well, they want the touchdown, and they got it. Oklahoma does it again. Baker Mayfield cannot lose right now. Make it 7-0. Another comeback. And Vince Young, despite having a really good game with the rushing attack, Oklahoma jumps up to number 2, USC at number 1, LSU goes to 3. We have Florida and Auburn and Stanford. Kansas State still lingering at 7. They haven't had any big games to hop into, but a couple of other teams, you know, on the outside looking in. Virginia Tech drops. Boise State took a loss to UNLV. And how about we get Patrick Mahomes? Let's stick with them, because it's another big matchup. How about Mahomes at 6-0? On the road, taking on 5-1. RG3 and Baylor. It's a big matchup in the conference. This is, you know, one of the bigger matchups and showdowns we're going to have in this conference, is the Big 12 doesn't have, it got gutted for its talent. So, there's no Oklahoma in there. There's no Texas in there. So we're kind of working with what we got in the Big 12. But Patrick Mahomes is going to run it into the end zone. Touchdown. And it'll give him a 40-28 lead as RG3 will throw in. That's, I think, dropped. I think that was outright dropped. All right, Griffin on 3rd down. And the screen no good. That's looked a little ugly from the passing attack, as it'll be Mahomes with the ball. He has been putting up the numbers, and I think he's kind of restoring the whole Big 12 plays no defense conference, because defense has not been a thing you can find in the Big 12 this year, much like how it was in real life a while back, and it was really fun to watch. But hey, Mahomes is stacking up yards and touchdowns like nobody else in the country, as he'll have a completion there, and what a move! Putting him on the ground! Touchdown! Oh, that was a crazy move, and it's now 47-28, and RG3, I mean, not much you could do when Mahomes is dropping 47 on your head. Griffin over the middle. That'll be caught for first down at the 48-yard line. He'll throw another completion, as you're going to need a lot to happen to win this one, as they clear out the backfield. And Griffin sacked, and a flag is down. So not only did you sack him, but he held on that play as well. So yeah, back him up, but they'll probably end up declining the penalty. They do. 4th and 17. Last chance for Griffin. He'll throw it deep. 1-on-1. It's caught inside the 5. And Griffin's had a nice day. It's just not much you can do with the defense, as that's another touchdown. That's RG3's 4th passing of the game, and that'll be an onside kick picked up by Texas Tech in a 12-point game. Baylor still all their timeouts, so maybe if he can get a turnover or something here, Mahomes Well, he's going to throw it incomplete, so he saved timeouts. It's 3rd down and 10. He's still got all three. Mahomes is going to have it caught, and I mean, that was probably the last chance you were going to have, is now they're in field goal range, and they can keep on running this ball. Baylor going to start burning their timeouts. 3rd and 1. Keep it on the ground, and he's got it. That'll do it, and Mahomes does the job as Griffin throws 4 touchdowns and outduels Mahomes, who only had to throw 17 passes, but I mean, that's what happens when you also got a great team around you, I guess. It was only 17 throws, but hey, 47 points on the board. Let's go to Oregon again. They took on Drew Brees, came up short by 1 point. Can they have a better result against Ohio State? 2 4-1 teams in a crucial battle to see also who can get that conference win to go up and into the Big Ten championship. Well, right now for Ohio State, it's looking pretty good for them. 24-10, as also with the ball, C.J. Stroud has been playing a lot of nice games this year. You know, the one loss that he has was rough, but every other game has been really nice from Stroud, as Mariota takes back over after the 3 and out, and they're going to have a completion for a 1st down. Oregon needing a touchdown to make this a 1-score battle, as they will have a run to the outside. Past the 1st down marker, and he'll get about 19 on the play. 1st and 10 again. New set of downs for Mariota, running backwards quite a long way. Mariota loses 12. It was just running way too far backwards. And now again, oh, stop running backwards. Mariota loses 12 again. 3rd and 34. And what do you call here? They throw it short. He gets 8 on the play, but it's 4th and 26, and you got to go for it since you're down by 2 touchdowns. 4th and 26, double coverage incomplete. And that's just all on Mariota taking those 2 12-yard sacks. So you can't do that. Maybe you could survive 1, but can't survive 2. As Stroud in the offense, I mean, they go 3 and out, but they don't need to do much. It seems like Oregon's doing the work for them to make sure that they can't come back in this one. 3rd down and 7, as Mariota delivers a nice ball there for completion. Still a chance here with all your timeouts if you can score quickly, as they get a 1st down at the 33-yard line. 3 minutes on the dot now, as Mariota completion gets around the defender. Not able to outrun him, though. 5-yard line. Mariota is going to have it. Broken tackle and touchdown. Oregon will score, and now Ohio State's in a little bit of trouble here with a 6-yard loss. Stroud on the keeper. They weren't expecting a little C.J. Stroud running action. He's got 10 on the play. 3rd down and 6 to try to ice this game. Stroud on the run. What a ball from Stroud. And it's going to be a 1st down. And that'll do it with 1 more completion. And you don't even need to do it, but he's going to score anyway. 57-yard touchdown to ice the game. Stroud goes for 330 and 3 touchdowns. Another nice performance from this Ohio State squad that's proving to also be a contender here. Tennessee, meanwhile, it's do or die for Tennessee. They're taking on Joe Burrow and LSU. Tennessee and Peyton Manning, they're 4-2. They had that loss to Nebraska, but what was really worrying for them is the loss they had to Auburn, where they lost like 49-17. 4th and inches, as they will pick it up. Now, in order to keep your hopes and dreams alive, you need to beat Joe Burrow and LSU. If you don't, you're going to have your 3rd loss of the season, and I mean, you at the very least would need to win out to make it to the playoffs. So for Tennessee, like I said, do or die, as that's not what you want to call it, a do or die. That's a loss, a big loss. 3rd and 14. Peyton Manning on play action, as he's going to try to find somebody, throw it across his body, and Manning picked off. It was already down by 3. You had the game-tying field goal, and I don't know, you kind of like Minnesota Vikings Brett Favre'd it for a moment there. Like, I don't know why you're doing all of that, as this is going to be Burrow floating one, caught, and if he was on the run there, and he didn't even need to dive for that one, but all right, Burrow delivering for a nice 1st down there. It's going to be another 3rd and long situation, as Burrow with time stepping up, and Joe got him inside the 10. Yeah, Tennessee, it might be all over for them, as it's going to be a touchdown LSU. I'm not just talking about this game, I'm talking about the season. And Peyton Manning was one of the favorites going into this video, and he might be sitting here at 4-3, as they are going to be slipping games that they could have won. That Nebraska game, they could have won that. It'd be a lot different if they only lost to LSU and Auburn. they lost to Nebraska, who's not even doing too hot nowadays. As Peyton will throw underneath. They got a completion, but it's 4th down. They're going to have to maybe kick it. They're not going to kick the field goal. They're going to go for it. They got it. So I guess that works out, but you got to make sure you score the touchdown on this drive, and Manning picked off again. That is game over. Manning throws 3 picks. Burrow threw 2, but he at least compensated with a lot more yards and another touchdown. As we take a look at the polls, USC has just kind of been cruising. We haven't even needed to hop into a USC game because they haven't even played anybody big yet. They've just been, like I said, cruising. And Texas, they are looking a little rough right now at 2 losses. Syracuse is into the top 25 undefeated. Mahomes 7-0 is into the top 25 as well. And we're going to see Oregon again. Oregon has had a rough last few weeks. They have lost 2 games to Purdue and Ohio State, and now threatening to lose to Michigan here, 17-13. For Oregon, probably your last chance. If you drop to 4-3, I don't know what you're looking like there. For Michigan, you're 11th. You're right on the fringe. You're 5-1. This is a big game for them as well. And the only game Michigan has lost was that Florida game, I believe. So, I mean, Michigan's looked pretty solid so far this season. I mean, they're just kind of lingering around that fringe playoff area, though, and they need maybe another, if they can find a statement victory. I mean, they're not dominating Oregon here, but if they eventually do play one of these other top schools in the Big Ten, I don't know what everybody's schedule's looking like, but they're going to need to prove that they can beat one of the top teams if they get into that situation, as the field goal is good, and that'll be 20-13 as Oregon taking over. That'll be a run for the first down. So Oregon down by 7, and will it be another loss for Oregon, who, I mean, Marcus Mariota, you get one of those Heisman quarterbacks in there. You're one of, I don't want to say the absolute top favorites, but you're in contention if you got one of those guys and you got a team like Oregon, but it's not looking like it. That Purdue loss must have messed with them. Purdue has been winning a couple in a row. They haven't lost since the Oregon game. Meanwhile, Oregon can't seem to find any sense of success because they might drop another one here. 2.5 to go. And with 3rd down and 3, it's another conversion in Michigan. They're in a spot to take a 2-score lead or just run the clock outright down to 0 here. 2nd and 13. He's sacked. All right. I mean, it's a long-distance field goal, but they get the yards right back. And it'll be 4th down with no timeouts for the 2-score lead, basically to seal it. Kick is good, and Michigan wins it. Oregon goes down again, and Mariota's just not been able to play good in the big moments. A 10-point loss as we head over to Stanford taking on Clemson. How about another one of those kind of do-or-die moments for Clemson? Trevor Lawrence has just been, you know, on the outside looking in of the ACC title picture. They're out right at the 25 spot in the polls, 5-2. Meanwhile, for Stanford, they're looking to make a push towards the ACC championship, looking for 7-0 and to maintain one of those top spots in the nation. As long as you are undefeated at this point, you can make a conversation to be top 5, top 3, maybe even number 1 if some of these other teams start losing. 3rd down and 2, though, as Clemson's defense not able to get the stop here. Stanford looking for the tie as they'll go short. It's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. 3rd down and goal. Look for the tie. Got it. Touchdown, Stanford. And it'll be 27-27 as Trevor Lawrence will take over play action. Lawrence is going to throw outside. It'll be caught for the running back, and it'll be just about 9 yards on the play. 2nd down and 1. They go to 3rd down and 1 where they sneak it for the 1st down with 5 minutes to play. Lawrence play action again, and he's going to once again find it short, but they're moving the chains once more. 1st down, 47-yard line. 4-man rush. Hits him on the curl route, and that'll be 2nd and 1 again. As they go pistol handoff, 1st down and a good bit more. 13 yards on the play. This has been a great drive for Clemson. How about a run to the outside? That's not going to work quite as good. No gain, 3rd and 10. As Lawrence, will this drive stall? He'll go for him. Oh, he almost had that. If he just floated that one a little bit further out there, he could have gotten a beautiful ball over 2 defenders. Instead, field goal good. So that drive does stall, but so close it felt like, as now you give Andrew Luck a chance down by 3. He already has 1 1st down there. And looking for a second, there you go. Right past midfield, the 48-yard line. 2-minute warning has hit. And it could be trouble for Clemson. Stanford getting rolling. Stanford Third down and 3 at the 41. As Luck hit as he's throwing. Huge pressure there as a field goal try now. They're going to try it from 58 and the kick is good. And Clemson stays content to take it to overtime. So we're at a 30-30 battle here. A 58-yard field goal keeps Stanford's undefeated season alive, but can overtime get them to 7-0? Or can Clemson come up with a season-defining victory? Tackle for loss, and that'll force a fourth down. Stanford will have to kick it, and it's good. And Trevor Lawrence now can win it here with a touchdown, as they'll throw a slant route. Got it for the first. At the 10, here you go. There's your couple of plays. Stanford's defense got to come up with something here. They're at the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Lawrence in the air. It's caught. Touchdown. And Clemson wins it in overtime to keep things on their season alive. Stanford, meanwhile, is going to take a little bit of a drop here, and one of our undefeated teams goes down. Luck. 342 touchdowns, but Lawrence playing a clean game there. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Now we go to 2 undefeated teams. We're guaranteed to get a loss here for one of our squads. Oklahoma taking on Florida. Baker Mayfield and Tim Tebow at it. 6-0 versus 8-0. 2 versus 4. Who is going to come out on top? It's 17-17. Mayfield floating one down the field. Got him! And a beautiful ball over the defender. To the 43-yard line, they set up the screen, and he'll have him to the edge with the first down and a 19-yard gain. To the 21-yard line they go. Quick RPO, and he hangs on for a catch into the red zone. Third down and 3. They go quick outside again. One too many times, though. Florida ready for it, and a field goal try kick will be for the lead. Good 20-17, and Tebow will take over. And Tim Tebow looking to get to 7-0. And for Oklahoma, they could go to 9-0 on the season. As Tebow underneath, that'll be caught. Third down and 5 in the shotgun. Quick hitter outside, not quite. It's 4th and inches, and they're not going to go for it. And you got Tim Tebow in a 4th and inches. I'd be here giving him the ball, just letting him power through the line. Third down and 10, though. Baker, will it be 3 and out? No! Baker just, in every clutch moment, is just hitting a beautiful ball, one after another, and another completion for him. I mean, this is just, like, I think right now Oklahoma might be the team to beat. They're looking like the best in my opinion. Maybe them, maybe Auburn. I mean, if Florida wins, you could put them in the conversation at 7-0. But, man, Oklahoma's looking so good right now. It's 4th and 1, though. Couldn't get that game-sealing first down. And here's your chance if you're Florida to try to shut up Oklahoma, shut me up and saying that they might be the best team in the nation right now. Third down and 2 with 2 minutes to go. Tebow over the middle. He hangs on for the first down. At the 32-yard line, 1:38 to play. Tebow will throw outside for a first down. 2 defenders were there, and he still reels it in. 46-yard line. They'll go short over the middle. Running back, they'll take 5 yards on that play. Third down and 5, though. 1:10 to go. Outside, broken up and almost picked off the tip. 4th down and 5, though, to keep the game alive. Tebow down the middle. He's got it. And which one of these quarterbacks will come up clutch? Is it going to be Tebow, or will the defense close it out so Baker can get the victory here? Third down at 12, 37 seconds to go for the end zone. Going for it all, incomplete. 4th down, game on the line for Tebow. And for the undefeated season, they go short. He's not going to get it. Game done. Tebow goes down. Baker doesn't even have a great game, but wins it, takes home the #1 spot in the first college football playoff polls. Surprisingly, Kirk Cousins of Michigan State, 8-0. Florida State is up there. Kansas State, again, another team that hasn't really had a lot of games to hop into, but Syracuse 7-0, Texas Tech 8-0. And let's hop into one of the bigger small conference games here. Let's go to the Mountain West for Week 10, as we'll have a 6-2 Colt Brennan-led Hawaii squad, who is on the fringe right now trying to fight for that Mountain West title. Meanwhile, they're taking on a 7-0 UNLV squad led by Randall Cunningham, and UNLV looking to maybe be one of, if not the best of the bunch from the group of 5 schools. So we wanted to key in on them in a big conference matchup. 4th down and 1 as they go. Goal line package. Hawaii touchdown. So can it be a 2-point conversion to tie for Brennan? As I'll go to the back of the end zone, broken up. There's a couple of teams right now that are showing out and showing off their potential resumes for that number 12 seed, though. UNLV, one of them. Wyoming with Josh Allen. We've also had a surprising undefeated ECU team led by David Garrard as well. They've been in the mix, and we've had a couple of other teams get up there. So Joe Flacco, I think, for Delaware is undefeated right now. So we have a couple of group of 5 schools that are out here making some noise, just not able to get into the top 25 quite yet, as the UNLV down the middle, and it'll be at the 13-yard line. 5 minutes to play, as they'll throw middle again, and this time 8 yards. 5-yard line, 4.5 to go for the 2-score lead. UNLV got it. Touchdown, and up by 9. Hawaii needing a score in the worst way, as Brennan and his playoff hopes for Hawaii down. I thought, of the group of 5 teams, Hawaii was one of the ones on my list that I was like, yeah, key in on them, because if you remember how amazing Colt Brennan was at Hawaii in the 2000s, yeah, he was putting up numbers, as Hawaii is at the 18-yard line. Second down as they get it inside the 5-yard line. Goal to go with the 2-minute warning. Still all your timeouts, so just keep them hung on, and touchdown! Yes, he got in. So they hang on to the timeouts, and it'll be up to Randall Cunningham to ice this one. Here he goes on the keeper. Cunningham, first down. One more to do it. Second down for Randall. Got it underneath, and he can hang on. 3rd down and 10. Here's your game here. They'll go quick hitter to the outside, and a one-on-one open field tackle. Hawaii will get a chance. Brennan to the air to keep their playoff hopes alive, and for UNLV to be one of the rare 8-0 teams in the group of 5 and keep their playoff hopes alive. As Hawaii with a lot of time, Brennan hit as he's throwing. It's picked off. Ball just sailed, and it just floated right into the hands of a linebacker, and the game is over. Randall Cunningham, 8-0 for UNLV, and they are very much in that mix. Now let's go over, finally, USC's got a notable game. I mean, I feel like USC's gotten so much good faith and good luck in this one. Like, they've gotten to take on primarily just like the Northwesterns and the Marylands, and no disrespect to those schools, but those are not exactly the contenders in this conference. And USC's Caleb Williams, is he a pretender or is he a real contender here? And you can ask the same question for Michigan when they played their big matchup. I mean, they've beaten Oregon, they've beaten a couple of teams here, but they lost their biggest game of the season, what it seems like. And now maybe another new biggest game of the season for Denard Robinson. Can he win this one? Will he prove to be a contender here, or will we sit here and say USC is deserving of this 7-0 record, number 3 ranking in the nation, and finally taking out a top 10 team? They'll run for a first down. Michigan looking for the tie here at the 18, sacked, and going down is Denard Robinson. 3rd and 17. They'll go outside for a wide open man. Touchdown! I'll tie things up, and Caleb Williams has 5 minutes to go. And Caleb will have a first down near there, as they'll actually get him back to 3rd down and 2 after the second down play that lost yards, but no worries there. They pick up the first. Williams off play action, and Caleb is scrambling and into a sack. 3rd and 20. Caleb with 3 minutes to play makes a defender miss, throws it on the run, and incomplete. As Michigan takes over, and here you go, Michigan. This is your chance to get out and give one of these last undefeated teams their first loss. Robinson delivers to the 30-yard line. USC starting to burn timeouts, and USC's streak could be over here as they run for a loss. 3rd and 16. It'd be a long field goal from here, and they're losing more yards. 37-yard line. Field goal for the lead. Kick is good. And Caleb has a limited try here as he'll load up on the last play of the game. Throw it deep. But USC, that's another one down. Make it 7-1 for USC. As they lose it, Caleb has a 300-yard performance, a touchdown, and a pick, though. We move on. Michigan State, one of the other undefeated teams, but they ran into Purdue. And in Michigan State's first big test of the season, Kirk Cousins plays a nice game, but they get dominated badly. And Purdue showing why they deserve to maybe be in the spot of Michigan State. I mean, Michigan State was another one of the teams that had just kind of gotten the lucky end of the schedule like USC and hadn't played the top tier schools yet. Now let's go to Yet another undefeated team. This one a little bit lower on the polls. Donovan McNabb and 7-0 Syracuse. We've been eyeing them a little bit. They had that big win over Cal. Now taking on Andrew Luck and Stanford, trying to bounce back off of a loss to Clemson. And at 6-1, can Stanford move to 7-1, maybe try to find themselves back in the top 10 of the polls? For Syracuse, they are looking to go to the ACC championship, and if they keep on winning, they can find themselves there. Right now, they're down by 10, though. McNabb, 30-yard line. Go play action, and he's dropped for a sack. And it's 2nd and 16 for McNabb as he'll throw over the middle. That's going to be the running back off the races here. He'll have 20, gets right by the linebacker, and he'll have the ground game losing 4. So the run game not doing too hot, but it's going to be McNabb through the air. 3rd down and 14, broken up. You have to kick a field goal to make it a 1-score game with 5.5 to go, and you're going to lean on Andrew Luck to try to put this one away, extend their lead, or do whatever you got to do to avoid another loss and to stay also alive in the ACC title picture, because they are very much alive with just 1 loss. But I mean, with Florida State as well, I mean, if Clemson can win out, if a couple of other things go the way of other teams, I mean, it's only 2 teams can get up there. I mean, Louisville as well, Lamar Jackson. I mean, I think they only got like 1 loss right now. Like, there's just so many teams in the ACC right now. For Syracuse, they are on the verge of a stop here. 3rd down and 12, down to 1 timeout, and look, it's gonna find a receiver, and that is the game changer there. Stanford, 3rd down and 9, but they are in field goal range. And look, off his back foot, that ball caught, and down 4th and 4, field goal try. And it's centered, it's good. Stanford up by 10, and McNabb down to no timeouts is going to have to pull off something crazy here, needing an onside kick or whatever other miracle you got in. You 1:20 to play, McNabb, as this has been a week where we've seen the first loss of a number of our schools, and the crowd and the pool of undefeated teams getting smaller and smaller by the week. And I mean, we're getting more answers as well as to who are the true contenders. I still think the Syracuse squad is pretty good. I mean, if you tell me their only loss is to a really nice Stanford team as it's picked off there for the finish, I mean, I still think Syracuse deserves to be in the hunt, but that'll be their first loss of the season, and Luck gets them back on the winning track as we head into the next week where, yeah, I mean, the final game of this week, Florida dominates Georgia. And that's another big win for Florida. Georgia falling down, that hurts a lot. Oklahoma still at the top of the polls. We have, Florida State, LSU, Kansas State, Texas Tech as our undefeated teams. East Carolina also, I spoke about them. They're undefeated. They cracked the top 25. And Kansas State, it's just been weird for them. Like, they're just kind of like that weird team just hanging around. But how about a massive matchup here? This is Syracuse versus Virginia Tech. So we're back at it with Syracuse. And, I mean, this is potentially playoff deciding. I mean, if one of these 2 teams plans on making the playoffs or plans on making the ACC title game, it's going to be up to number 22 versus number 21, where it's a close game, 24-24. Michael Vick trying to come out on top here, and McNabb trying to avoid 2 losses in a row. Former Eagle quarterbacks going at it. They were on the team at the same time. Vick is over 100 yards on the ground, so he's been doing his thing. That field goal, no good, and still 24-24 with 8 minutes to play as McNabb delivers for a first down. He's got 3 touchdowns on the day, and he's doing his thing. McNabb underneath. That's going to be caught for a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4. With 7 to play, blitz sent in. McNabb is going to have it knocked away. That's good defense by Virginia Tech as they go play action, and Vick, it's his receiver with room to run. First down at the 46-yard line as Vick will throw underneath, and that'll be very little, just a yard on the play. 3rd down and 9, 6 minutes to go. Vick down the center of the field and just slinging that one to the 29. They'll go draw play, and they're running back with a lot of room. I mean, Vick already with 100 yards on the ground. Can he keep on adding to it? His running back not doing so there. 2nd down and 12, Vick. He's going to just throw one outside. Caught! And down to the 3. First down and goal, turn to 2nd and goal, where the running back will finish off the drive with a touchdown. And here you go, Virginia Tech looking for 8-2. Syracuse threatening to go 7-2. McNabb's got to find the response with 3 minutes to play. Hitch route, broken tackle. There you go. Ref, get out of the way. 8 yards on the play. On to 3rd down. They go play action. Roll out McNabb. And the receiver got in the way. 4th down, just a miscommunication there, but McNabb, triple option, capes it, and a huge conversion. Syracuse keeping their hopes alive with under 2 minutes to play. Floating that one up top. What a grab. Reeling that one into the 28. And McNabb looking for the tie. Hey, he's got it. Touchdown with under 2 to go. And Vic needs a response from his own 18-yard line. With 1:40 to go, Vic on the option. He'll keep it. He got the block. Oh, Michael Vick. Oh, he's gone 82 yards. And Michael Vick all the way. Touchdown for the lead. 38-31. And Vick goes to the house in only the ways guys like Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson can. He's one of those few that could do that. And now with just a minute 20 to go, it's McNabb throwing underneath. He's got a first down completion and a little bit more to a 17-yard gain. 49-yard line. That'll be another quick hitter. They got still some time to go. They got one timeout, so they don't need to go, take big shots here, but they're gonna take a big shot, and he's got it! Touchdown, McNabb! Got it with 41 seconds to play, and Vic, you got another response in you. Will he scramble it again? And Vic's over 200 yards on the round. 30 seconds to go. Throwing it down the sidelines. Oh, got it! Vic! Touchdown! What is going on this game? It's been a wild one, and we got just 20 seconds to go. Maybe it's just whoever gets the ball last, as Vic is going to just have to watch with 17 seconds to go. As at the 21, McNabb is sacked. They got to burn the final timeout. 14 seconds. McNabb, it might be all over. They got one chance left. 8 seconds. From the 19, they got to go 81 yards on a Hail Mary. Loads it up and throws it deep. It's tipped. Oh, it's caught. Go. He's going to have it. No, he gets brought down. Oh, my goodness. He almost did that. What a finish. And that's just an incredible ending. A Hail Mary that almost just went 80+ yards. And now I gotta sit here and move on from that, because we're on to LSU versus Texas. It's do or die potentially for Texas, because we're closing in on the end of the season. They're 13th in the country, but they got 2 losses. For LSU, I mean, as long as they don't have a catastrophic collapse, they should be able to be fine with a loss here to make the playoffs. They're number 2 in the country, but they're trying to keep their undefeated record alive. And for Texas, I think playoff hopes are in the balance for them right now, as they are currently up 43-35, as Joe Burrow is got 5 touchdowns on the game. It's been a prime Joe Burrow game here at LSU, and he's got him to the 21-yard line, looking for touchdown number 6 to tie it, as Burrow avoids the pressure, gets it out, touchdown number 6 for Burrow. And it's going to be a tie game with the 2-point conversion, but he can't have it. 43-41. Burrow's got 6 touchdowns, and it's not enough right now with just over 5 minutes to play. And Burrow getting a little bit of a flash forward to what his NFL career will look like, because it seems like doesn't matter how many points you're going to score. I don't know if it's going to be enough, because Texas has got a first down here with just 3:16 to go. And they go draw play, run him back, got a first down, and LSU is going to have to start burning timeouts. Here they go, that's their first one. How about the second one? He's not going to be able to get him down. Texas, got to keep him out of the end zone here. That's your only hope. Just keep him out of the end zone or get a turnover. 3rd down and 6, you're out of timeouts at the 2-minute warning. Young hands it off, and broken tackle, breaks 2, not a 3rd. And they do get off the field. It'll be 1:12 to play with a field goal good. Texas 46, LSU 41, and we're in for another big finish. It's looking like Burrow's gonna need a 7th touchdown to win this game. 50 seconds to go, he delivers for a first down at the 31-yard line. Now, with 45 seconds to go, he's gonna have another one, broken tackle, making a man miss. Can he get out of bounds? He's got it now. That's a huge play to get out of bounds, save some time from the 49. Burrow got a receiver. Can he get there? Yes, he can. That's a first. And they save a little bit more time. 30 seconds at the 39. Burrow gets rid of it, saves some clock. He's playing it smart here, and his receivers are helping him out. 24 seconds to play. Burrow gets rid of it again. 4th down and 10, though. Game on the line for Burrow. He's got the first down. Keeping it going a little bit longer. 14 seconds to play. Burrow from the 24 is going to go and throw and zone. Touchdown! Number 7 for Burrow. And to shatter the hearts of Texas and move to 9-0. It's Burrow for 2. Got it. 49-46, and Texas with just one play left. It's not going to be enough, is it? Ball is going to hit the dirt. Game over. And Burrow throws 7 touchdowns to stun Texas. I mean, what do you do if you're Texas? That is brutal. And this week doesn't stop yet, because this might be the best week of them all. We had those last 2 games and maybe the main event here. Auburn, it's Cam Newton versus Florida. It's Tim Tebow. Florida has a touchdown here to make it 20-17. And Auburn, Cam Newton with the ball ever since that loss to Miami. Auburn's been on a warpath. They have been dominant. They have not even had a lot of close games. They've just been running through people. And Cam Newton's been racking up Heisman level statistics. He is one of the guys in candidacy right now. He's one of those top 5 guys. Looking for another victory in a row here, as that is going to be incomplete. Florida will take over, as, I mean, again, you know, we've been saying it all video. 2 losses is kind of the benchmark here, and one of these teams is getting their 2nd loss. So for one of these 2 teams, whoever loses is going to need to win their final games of the season to have their playoff hopes come up through, as Tebow throwing it. Dave, hey, it's got it. Touchdown, Florida. Right off play action, fires it downfield, and all of a sudden, Cam Newton finds himself down 24-20 just like that. Newton throws it, floating that one, and it's going to be in between everybody. They'll have to give it away. Florida, they could pull this one off right here. They were just down by 10, and a flag down, as that's going to be holding on Florida's offensive line. That'll back them up. And it'll give them a long way to go here. 2nd and 19. They'll go ground game. And Auburn's defense all over that one. 3rd and 23. Tebow to the air. And Tebow in the flats has got some room to run with it. But, yeah, he's just playing field position on that one. We'll pin him back at the 15-yard line and force Cam Newton with 3 minutes to go all the way down the field to win this one. Newton is going to try to step up, run, throw it, and he finds a receiver. Drew the defense down a little bit, got him on downfield, throwing with 2 minutes to play. Newton breaks out of 1 sack, not 2 though. It's 2nd and 12. It's been an ugly one here. They've just had to hit that one big play, but here is another one right there, 3rd and 1, to give them a chance to convert, and they got it on the ground. As it's 1:25 to play. Newton, he's going to go to the running back. Just little by little, chipping away at this defense. 33 yards out. 2nd and 1. Another one. As it's a first at the 28-yard line. 55 seconds, and we're in for another nail-biting finish. Newton to the air. He's got time. He finds a man down to the 5. 40 seconds to play. Newton is going to the end zone. Touchdown, Auburn. Give it to Tim Tebow now with a chance to give them an overtime appearance with 30 seconds to play. 2 timeouts, shovel pass, and running back's not going to get far there. Just 5 yards on the play. 26 seconds, they have the first down, but that's their final timeout. You're looking at 1 shot down the middle of the field you could potentially take as he gets out of bounds there. That's kind of huge. 3rd down and 10 seconds to play. Throwing it out of bounds. I think this is it unless you get a quick hitter out of bounds here. This might be the last play. Tebow down. Auburn steals it at the end in all 3 games this week with a crazy finish, and everything was just on point. That was the best week of college football we had. Oklahoma sits at 11-0. LSU 9-0. Auburn, highest rated 1-loss team. Kansas State still 9-0 for now. Texas Tech up to 10-0, and Virginia Tech takes a big leap. A couple other 2-loss teams. Michigan State down to 2 losses as well. East Carolina 9-0, and we'll go Virginia Tech, Stanford here. Virginia Tech to keep their playoff hopes alive. Michael Vick after the heroics he pulled, 200 rushing yards against Syracuse, including an 82-yard touchdown. If he's going to want to do it again, he's going to have to go and do it against this Andrew Luck-led Stanford squad. A touchdown for Stanford to tie it up, but I mean, a loss here for Virginia Tech, I think, knocks them out for good because they're already 16th. A loss will knock them down into the 20s. They're done if they lose this game. For Stanford, they're sitting at 9 right now. If they lose this game, they're on the fringe. They're right there. So this is huge, season-altering game for both sides. Virginia Tech has a 9 on the play. There's no guarantee that Virginia Tech even makes it with the win here, but there's definitely a guarantee that they won't make it if they lose. So 7 minutes to go. They got a completion, and Vic delivering inside the 20-yard line and looking for the lead. They hand it off inside the 10, 3rd down and 4 with 6.5 to go. And Vic goes with a draw play, running back, dancing around a little too much, and he just doesn't get anything. They'll kick the field goal on its way. It's good. Virginia Tech with the lead. Andrew Luck looking for win number 9, and if they win out here, they could maybe go to the ACC championship. So big game in that regard as well as Stanford. The difference between, maybe making the playoffs or missing the playoffs or maybe having a chance at a first-round bye, but it's looking like they can say goodbye to that opportunity. Virginia Tech, pick 6. Andrew Luck throws it to the other side. 38-28. And Stanford in dire situation right now. And Virginia Tech playing for the playoff lives, throwing it deep. They got a step. It's incomplete. 4th and 7. And with Andrew Luck needing a first down here, he's got it and more. Past midfield to the 40 and out at the 35-yard line. That's a huge play that they needed. And to cut this down to a 1-score game, they're going to have a first down. Obviously, you want that touchdown first as they go with a 2nd down and 7, under 3 minutes to play, a run on the football for a gain of 4. 3rd down and 3. Luck with the blitz. He's going to beat it. Got an open man. And falling, fighting down to the 3. Goal to go with 2 minutes to play. Luck swings it out and is down for a loss of 1. 3rd and goal. What do you do here? Get to the running back. He's walking in for a touchdown. Does the defense have it in them to get the stop? Vic will hand it off, and running back, that's down 1. It's going to be a 2nd down and 8. That's down number 2. Timeout used as 3rd down and 5. Vic for the win! What a throw! And Syracuse down. Stanford down. Virginia Tech is heating up, and we'll go to another do-or-die situation for another team in this playoff landscape. Number 18, Georgia, taking on LSU. No one's been able to take out LSU quite yet, and Georgia with a touchdown. Maybe Stafford can be the one. Hey, we talk about how they played in the NFL level at the highest level in the Super Bowl. Hey, Stafford came out on top of that one, but does Joe Burrow have this one in college, as they are going to have a completion there? LSU has already been able to break the hearts of a couple of teams, most notably Texas, knocking them out in a 2-loss situation. Now Georgia, 2 losses, outside looking in, fringe playoff team, and a loss would certainly knock them out. For Virginia Tech, it worked out for them. They won, and they keep their dreams alive. For Georgia, loss here probably knocks them either out of the top 25 or too far down to make that happen and get them into that top 12 spot. Field goal for LSU is good. For LSU, they can, once again, like I said, they can afford a loss. They're pretty safe right now at number 2. They just can't afford to lose maybe 2 in a row, but they can afford a loss. So, right now they're just playing for a first-round bye. They're playing for an SEC championship game. They're playing to knock out one of their rivals, as they'll be able to run for a first down to the 46-yard line. 4:45 to go. They'll throw middle, and Stafford's got the first down. And Georgia looking to hand that first loss to LSU. They go end around, and he's losing a good amount. 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15. Stafford is got a man in the red zone. And at the 13-yard line, this could be the 2-score lead as he'll go, no! Jumped in front, and it was a bad decision, I feel like, regardless. But a second defender came over, picks it off. And will it be Burrow again, ripping the hearts out of another opponent? It's going to be a handoff, first down, and a lot more. Oh, here he goes. Joe Burrow can just watch and celebrate. His running back is gone. Touchdown, LSU. 33-29, Stafford, his hopes and dreams are in the balance. It's going to be a catch there. He's going to get just a little shy of the first down marker. 4th and 1, it's caught. And that is an impressive grab. Stafford, though, is going to have a pass that was really dangerous. You're playing with fire right now. You're playing with fire. And he got burned. Picked off. Game over. Stafford down for his 3rd loss. Burrow is going to do it again. And meanwhile, Texas, I mean, it's just, yeah, it unravels for them. Cam Newton, 54 points on the board. How about Newton running for another 100-yard game? And Oklahoma caps off their regular season 12-0, LSU 10-0, Florida State 10-0, Auburn 9-1, Texas Tech 11-0. But if you can notice, Kansas State lost to Colorado, so Kansas State takes a tumble down in the polls, and things get wide open in the Big 12 now. Oklahoma gets to hold on to a 12-0 record, but there's still 2 weeks left in the season. That's just kind of how things formulated, where for some reason they get buys at the end. Everyone else has got to play some other games, though. So Oklahoma's already locked in to an SEC championship appearance and a playoff appearance, but for the rest of the world out there, they got to go and fight for their spots, and this is one of the spots to be fought for. It's a huge one with number 8 Louisville, number 9 Miami. After a little rough patch early in the season, after the Cam Newton victory and after the Auburn win, Miami's gone on a streak. They've gotten themselves all the way back up to 8 wins, 8-2, 9th in the country. And Louisville, meanwhile, just 1 loss on the board, and Cam Ward throws a pick. And down by 4, all of Miami's hard work to climb out of the hole they put themselves in could be for nothing as Lamar delivers for a first down as they go to the outside. And Louisville is going to have a 6-yarder. Lamar is going to go keeper. Jackson up the middle. And Lamar's got a first down. He's at to 83 yards on the game, so maybe looking for 100 on the ground. And Lamar throws a pick right back to Miami. And both quarterbacks now have handed a gift to the other side, as Ward will throw. And with the lead in the balance here on this drive, this could be the decider. As you already got a pick thrown, you can't do that again. I don't think you're going to rely on your defense to go and get you a second bailout. As Ward will run into pressure, can't get rid of it, and he's sacked. Got to punt the football away on 4th down as Lamar takes over. Running game getting going, where he's going to have a first down on the ground. And you got this 2-headed attack with a running back and Lamar on the ground. It's going to be hard to stop for anyone. That's why they're 9-1. That's why Lamar's one of the best in the league, one of the best in the nation, one of the best in the country, and one of the Heisman candidates that we have here. As 2nd down and 1, the run play is going to get him a first down. Keep on moving for Louisville. Can they find a 2-score lead? Lamar has 5 on the play. We'll go to the 18-yard line. 3rd down and 4. He's shy of the marker. 4th and 1. They're going for it. I love the call. I love the boldness. I hate the result, though. He's going to get stood up. And Cam Ward. Oh, no. He threw a pick. Right back immediately. And Miami's season is potentially slipping away, and Cam Ward is doing a whole bunch of nothing about it, as he'll throw a first down and then the run for a yard. I mean, I think they're going to have to take the field goal here unless they get the touchdown, which Lamar almost just threw a pick right back. That would have been disastrous, but the field goal, this time they take it, this time they hit it. Cam Ward, you've thrown 2 picks with the season on the line. Can you avoid doing it for a 3rd time, as he will throw a dig screen? Got some nice blocking. He'll have 9 on the play. They're at midfield. 1.5 minutes to go. Set up another screen. I guess they're just playing it safe. They don't want Cam Ward making any mistakes, but that's not going to get much. He will have enough for a first down, though. 1:20 to go. Ward throwing short. There you go. Can you get out of bounds? Yes, you can. So, I mean, it's working right now. They're moving it. They're doing their thing, as they'll have another completion for a first down. As they'll have it with 1:07 to go. Ward throwing for it all. He's got it caught. He's in. Touchdown. We're going to overtime in a huge game Miami gets it first, 31-31, and lose 3 on that play. 3rd down and 13 already. Cam Ward off play action is sacked. Fumble. It's a fumble. Somebody's got to pick it up. And Louisville's got it. Oh, and Louisville is not going to get caught by the lineman. It's going to be a walk-off scoop and score for the win. And just when you thought Cam Ward was going to figure it out, and he had the clutch touchdown to send it to overtime, he fumbles it away, and Louisville goes down. How about this one, though? Yeah, this is about as big of a game as we're going to have all regular season. It's Auburn versus LSU, 2 versus 3. Battle for who gets number 2. If LSU wins, I mean, you can make the argument that they should be number 1 at 11-0. This is an Auburn team, like I said, red hot since their loss. LSU been red hot since day one, and Joe Burrow is currently facing one of the biggest deficits he's had all year. I mean, it's not often we've seen Burrow down by 2 scores, but here he is, down by 13, 6.5 minutes to go, and out of bounds he goes for a gain of 5. Back up to 2nd and 13, though, as Burrow will go underneath, and that'll get some yards back and more. 3rd down and 5. As you're set up in a manageable situation, that ball incomplete, he couldn't hang on. And it's 4th and 5, you gotta go for it. And the pressure gets in, and he goes to the end zone, and Burrow's picked off. And the defense stops Burrow, and Cam Newton can maybe pull off this victory to get to 10 wins and claim the number 2 spot in the nation. This is also a game where if LSU wins, they book themselves a ticket to the SEC championship. If Auburn wins, they'll have a definitive tiebreaker over LSU, and a win from Auburn to close the season would put them in the SEC championship. It's a massive game, and now, oh, he's running free. I think this one's all over. LSU can't get a stop. Cam Newton is going to go down to 3rd down and 5. Goal line, touchdown. And what a statement from Cam Newton and Auburn, where Burrow finds the end zone later on with just a minute to play. But all that's going to do is make the score look a little bit closer as we'll head into the final week of the regular season. And Auburn in the driver's seat to face Oklahoma in the SEC championship. LSU slips down. Florida State goes to 2. Oklahoma down to 3. Auburn takes the number 1 spot. So we've had only a few undefeated teams left. Texas Tech finishes 12-0, East Carolina 11-0, UNLV 11-0, and Wyoming 11-1. We also have some other conference championship movement and stakes on the line there. So we're going to go and key in on these last couple of matchups in the regular season. And this one, yeah, this one is for 2 teams on the outside looking in. Miami is 13th. They can still have a chance to be the only 3-loss team maybe as they score a touchdown there. But for Syracuse, that loss to Virginia Tech hurt them a lot. But they are still 9-2, 16th in the country. If they beat Miami, at the very least they go up to 15 because they'll jump Miami and they'll have a chance to go up even further. They could be the team that kind of steals a spot from somebody. This is huge as Syracuse is going to still have a touchdown lead as McNabb will throw. I think Syracuse has been a whole bunch of fun to watch in this one. I would love to see them get in. And Miami, I don't know if they deserve it right now because of their losses, but I mean, maybe they could be that best 9-win team out there. Syracuse, I mean, if they lose, though, it's all over for them. Field goal try. Syracuse stopped on 4th down and 2. They'll kick it, and they got it. Good. It's an 8-point game for Cam Ward. He'll go up the middle on the draw play. They'll be set up 2nd and inches as they go with a little play fake. 2 guys. It's a little misdirection, but it took a long time to develop, and he goes down for the sack. 3rd and 7. Ward throws it on the run outside the pocket, and a one-on-one ball incomplete. And Syracuse will take it back. So this is Syracuse's chance to, I mean, they can only control what they can control, which is just win this game. It'll be up to see the rest of the polls shake out. Same thing for Miami, but they can really give themselves a chance, though, at 10-2. I wouldn't have thought Syracuse would be one of the top teams here, but, like, they are playing up to the standard of what we want to see in a playoff team. And they can really do it here if they just get a field goal and keep on running clock. 2:40 to go. And timeout Miami, 3rd down and 2. They'll hand it off. That's another 1st down. And this one, close to being over. McNabb pitches it out on the option. Running back, headed for the end zone. Down to the 1-yard line. They'll go 3rd and goal. Sweep it to the edge. And the running back down, but just a field goal try with 30 seconds to go. Kick is good. That does it. Say goodbye, Miami. They're not going to the playoffs. Syracuse still alive for a little bit longer. Now, the other games that have playoff significance. How about Florida versus Florida State? For Florida, another spot where this is a team that could be a 3-loss team. Now, they're at number 8 right now. So, like, if they lose, they will drop, but maybe it won't be enough to drop. For Syracuse, though, if you're rooting for Syracuse, this is one that they need Florida State to win. So if Florida State wins, they'll go 12-0. They'll go to the ACC title game. They'll be A-okay. But if Florida wins, they'll be safe because I think they're not going to the SEC title game and they won't fall too far like with other conference championship results. Florida basically will lock up a playoff spot, and Florida State will have to at least battle a little bit if they want to get at least to a 1st-round bye. I don't think they can drop out the playoffs if they lose their last 2, but Florida State, touchdown, focus on the action, but I'm trying to give you the scenarios here as Jameis delivers in Florida State. 11-0 up until this point, and the last game proving to maybe be their toughest of the season as Tebow is going to just heave one deep. Tebow one-on-one and incomplete. Winston will get it back, and Jameis goes play action as he'll throw for a completion. Tight end just muscles him out of the ball, and it'll be 4 minutes to play at midfield. Throw it over the middle, picked off, and Winston throws a pick with 4 minutes to play, and there goes Florida with it. They can start running out this clock. 7 yards. How about another play? They'll get 2. 3rd down and 1. Hand it off again, and they're just going to keep on pounding things through. 2:40 to play, and Florida State timeouts are going to start getting used here, and it could be undefeated streak coming to an end, and Florida going to the playoffs. One more 1st down for the win. Tebow delivers a completion, 7 yards, 2-minute warning, and they'll go to the running back. Stopped, and it'll be a loss. They could force a field goal, still have a chance. Tebow is sacked, and they will try the field goal. So it'll be a long kick. Not too long, though. 48 yards, doable. He hits it. And for Florida State, 30 seconds to go, and they need a touchdown to keep their hopes alive. That ball caught, and oh, what a hit! Fumble on the first play, just leveled him. An undefeated season is gone for the Seminoles, and Tebow will be taking his Gators to the playoffs. Meanwhile, we go to one other matchup here, significant for Michigan. Michigan is another team outside looking in, and with Syracuse, I'm also talking about Syracuse because they're an outside looking in team. Syracuse kind of needs Michigan to lose this one because they'll drop below them, and it's looking like Ohio State's going to take care of business here. I mean, they're up 42-21, and Denard Robinson with the playoffs on the line for Michigan at 9-2. A win here versus Ohio State would probably propel them to the top 10 and be that team to maybe be the 10 or 11 seed. But with what we're seeing on the scoreboard right now, I don't have too much faith as that ball incomplete. 4th down, and Michigan, I mean, a miracle 21-point comeback is what they need, and a flag is down. They converted on 4th down only for there to be a flag, so that's not going to help them out at all. 4th and 14. Denard Robinson throwing it deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Ohio State will take over, and C.J. Stroud can cruise to a top 4 ranking in the country. What it seems to be a conference championship opponent will be waiting for them, and they'll end up taking it home 56-28 by game's end. And Ohio State knocks out Michigan from the playoffs. The regular season is over. Let's take a look at the polls to close out the regular season, and the conference championship matchups are also set as well. Auburn at the top, Ohio State, Louisville all the way up, Oklahoma, USC, LSU, Florida, Purdue, Florida State, Texas Tech, Stanford, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Baylor, ECU seems like what's going to come down to, as well as Wyoming and UNLV in case of an ECU loss. East Carolina takes on an 11-1 Temple team. If they win, they get that 12 spot. Florida State versus Louisville in the ACC title game. Baylor versus Texas Tech for a playoff spot in the Big 12 title game. USC versus Ohio State, both teams in. One will get a first-round bye. Liberty, Delaware, UMass, Miami University, Wyoming, UNLV, Auburn, Oklahoma, and Marshall versus Southern Miss. So we'll knock out some of the smaller bowl games, or smaller conference championships, I should say, first. And these ones, I don't think there's playoff implications here, but, you know, getting to see who's the top at every conference. Delaware had an impressive 11-1 season led by Joe Flacco. Liberty as well, 10-2 led by Malik Willis. So for the Group of 5 playoff spot, it's very straightforward. If East Carolina is able to beat the 11-1 Temple team, they're 15th in the country, they will get that 12 spot. If the Temple, 11-1 Temple, so like respect to them, if they're able to pull off the victory and pull off the upset, the final seed will most likely come down to the winner of UNLV versus Wyoming. So I don't know how it would work if Delaware wins this game, if they'd crack the top 25 and move up enough, if Temple were to crack the top 25 and move up enough, if that would be enough to outdo, you know, I think it's 19th versus 21 or 19th versus 22 in Wyoming and UNLV. So that's kind of what we're looking at. It's either going to be David Garrard, Josh Allen, or Randall Cunningham as that 12th seed. And right now, I mean, it's fully in the hands of ECU and David Garrard to get the job done. But, I mean, it's still interesting to see these other conference championships. I mean, hey, who would have thought? Just throwing Joe Flacco on Delaware and their 11-1 squad. Liberty, I mean, Malik Willis has had one of the better seasons among quarterbacks in the Group of 5 as well. Like, he even has had some Heisman candidacy with his numbers that he has put up. Like, Malik Willis has been awesome. The reason Liberty is out here threatening to win the Conference USA right now with 5 minutes to play. Willis thrown to the outside, picked off, and Delaware with the ball back. They're down by 3, and Willis gives them a chance to win it here as they'll have a pass right down the middle. Flacco, he's got another 42-yard line as he'll go handing it off, and that'll be just a loss of yards there as it's 3rd down and 11 down the middle, and there's Flacco delivering for a first down into field goal range as now looking for the touchdown, looking for the lead, looking for the win here with 4 to go. Flacco hands it off, and up the middle, the running back has 9 on the play, and they go draw play. Flacco has him into the end zone. Touchdown, Delaware. Turn things over to Malik Willis. Can he lead the game-winning drive as he's trying to make up for that interception? As Liberty will throw, and Willis has got a deep ball, and he's got a man who can't hang on. Ball is kind of tipped around there, but not able to bring it in neither side. As Willis, now he delivers for a first down. There you go, move the chains. The 2-minute warning now is about to hit, and they are in a spot at the 37-yard line. This can definitely happen. Willis, will it be through the air? Will it be with his legs? He's going to use his legs, and Malik Willis, big run! Slides down. He's over 100 yards on the ground, I'm pretty sure. As Malik Willis doing it by land and doing it by air as he'll hand it off. And they're going to keep on running some clock. 3rd and inches from the 5-yard line. Willis hands it. Touchdown, Liberty. Joe Flacco now, just 46 seconds to play. And a chance to tie this one up and head to overtime. Or will it be Delaware's second loss and Liberty and Malik Willis crowned as champions as that ball incomplete? It's 4th down now, and Liberty for the win. It's not going to end just yet. Delaware keeps it going. 31 seconds to play from the 44. Flacco, middle, and it's picked off. Joe Flacco turns it over and loses the game. Malik Willis takes home a conference championship for Conference USA, and he goes and runs for 100 yards, throws for almost 300. Has a nice game. We go over to the conference, the MAC. This one wasn't that good. I think it's hilarious that Liam Cohen is the UMass quarterback, but he ran into Ben Roethlisberger and Miami of Ohio 33-0. Roethlisberger doesn't even have a crazy game, but Liam Cohen, I mean, stick to coaching, I suppose. Now let's go over to a pretty strong Marshall squad. I thought Marshall was one of the teams that had a nice chance here, and they went 11-1 to their credit, but not getting any ranked respect here. Chad Pennington, former first-round quarterback. They're taking on Southern Miss, and Brett Favre. I don't know why he's welcome back in this program with the things he did to his state, but hey, it's the fantasy world for a reason. Let's put the beat down on him, as I'll be a little biased here. I want Brett Favre to lose. Of course I do. As Marshall, Chad Pennington is going to have an incomplete pass. I mean, right now Marshall's doing their thing, though. 14-point lead. Stretch, play, first down, and more. And going all the way. He's in. Touchdown, Marshall. 31-10. As Brett Favre is going to throw outside for a completion and a first down. But with a long way to go to make a comeback in this one, I don't think he is going to have this one. You can't scam your state out of winning this conference championship. You can't do any scamming here. You're just going to have to be better than Marshall, and I don't think he's going to be better than Marshall here. 31 points on the board, and just 10 for Favre, who's throwing an interception now, and basically throwing away their chances of winning this one. It's going to be a pretty strong 12-1 season for Marshall. Southern Miss ended up scoring a touchdown later on, but still lose by 14. Favre throws 0 touchdowns, 2 picks, and we move on to a massive game here. Playoff on the line. East Carolina taking on P.J. Walker's Temple squad. 11-1. Walker throws over the middle for a first down, but East Carolina 12-0, led by David Garrard, and a chance to punch their ticket to the playoffs with a victory here. Right now, though, Temple's on top, 17-10, and a run up the middle for a first down. Temple in control and trying to spoil the hopes of their rivals in the conference as they're at the 18-yard line. Walker will throw on the run, low and not able to be reeled in. Walker now will throw again on the run, this time also broken up. 4th down and 10, but it's fine when you can kick a field goal here and go up by 2 scores. David Garrard, you've gotten to this point, 12-0, playoffs on the line, and tipped, picked off! It's intercepted, and Temple already up by 10, and it could be East Carolina fumbling their chances at a playoff appearance away as Temple takes over in the ground game. They gotta hold them to a field goal if you're gonna have a chance. You can't go down by 3 scores, but it's looking like it could be what the situation is. He's gonna go touchdown Temple, 27-10. And I don't know how much they would respect this win to get Temple from unranked to 12 spot, but maybe Temple can get that 12 spot if they get up enough and they get enough respect in the conference polls, but in the playoff polls, I should say. But they're taking care of business right now. They're doing their thing. And East Carolina, this is catastrophic for David Garrard. I mean, he had it right there in his hands. And now down by 17 with 4.5 to go. That's going to be incomplete. 4th and 5. And with the game on the line, Garrard, pump fake, throwing down the middle. Caught. All right, you're going to need an onside kick, though. It's going to be a touchdown. You can get a stop here, but one onside kick is going to be scooped up. And Temple, it's still very much in their control as Walker play action. Oh, he's just going for a dagger shot, and he's got it. Touchdown, Temple. 34-17. And Garrard with one last gasp throws an interception. And Temple has just knocked out East Carolina from the playoffs. And 12-0 in the regular season, just to lose in the conference title game, meaning the favorites to get the 12 spot come down to the Mountain West title game. Josh Allen at 11-1, Randall Cunningham at 12-0, 19 versus 21. It's a game to decide who will be in the 12 spot in the playoffs. Josh Allen has his ball knocked into a defender's hands, picked off. It's been a high-scoring battle so far, 35-32. But UNLV now with the ball at the 21-yard line as they will have Randall Cunningham throwing down the middle, a diving grab at the 5-yard line. Cunningham, draw play, defense for Wyoming does its job there. 2nd and goal from the 8. They're going to go to play action. Cunningham in the face of pressure off the back of the end zone. 3rd down and goal. From the 8, Cunningham is going to have a short, and that's not going to happen. They'll go for the game-tying field goal. Kick is almost blocked, and it's going to be up and through the uprights as Josh Allen, 35-35, taking over with a chance to be the hero here. Allen, can he grab his Wyoming squad a playoff spot, or will it be Randall Cunningham? 3rd down and 9. 2 bad run plays. Allen on the run, throws it, and Allen gets it! Oh, what a throw! And on the run, breaks a tackle! He's gone! 77 yards! Josh Allen and his receiver hook up for a 42-35 lead, and Randall Cunningham now has 6 minutes to play, and a nice throw there on 3rd down and long. He's got 300 plus yards and 4 touchdowns. Cunningham has been on target today, but Josh Allen has as well. And it's been, I mean, every bit the excitement that you'd want from these group of 5 schools fighting for a playoff spot, knowing what's on the line here. Cunningham is gonna fly one and complete. 3rd down and 10. As he's gonna throw, it's got a receiver, it's gonna be enough for a 1st down at the 30-yard line, as they're looking at 4-down territory here, and they'll have a crosser right at the line. 10 yards, 2nd and inches. They'll go run play. He's got a 1st down and more, and down to goal to go. 6 yards out, 3 minutes to play, and they'll run stiff arm. He might be fighting, but he's losing 5 on the play. 2nd and goal from the 11. Cunningham will run left, and they're going to have another stop for a loss of 3. 2 bad run plays. You're going to have to rely on Randall in the air, throwing it up for the end zone. 1-on-1, and it's incomplete. 4th and goal, and this could be a shot at the playoffs. Decided on this play, and it's caught down at the 1. He's short, and Josh Allen takes over. Allen trying to avoid a safety, throws it on the run. 1st down, and one more can do it. 2nd and 12. Allen goes with the draw, and they're gonna have it to the 3rd and 5 for the game. He's gonna get past the defenders, but not going to get it past that one guy that stood in front of him in a 1st down. Now UNLV will get 1 try to tie this game up. They'll have it at the 41 after a pretty shaky punt. 60 seconds to play, and it'll have a 8-yard gain. 3rd down and 2, 50 seconds to go. Cunningham over the middle, that's going to be broken up. 4th and 2, here's your last chance. They'll go Cunningham on the keeper. 1st down line, no! Short, he's short. And the game came down to literally 1 yard off on that 4th and goal, and then 1 inch shy on the 4th down. Meanwhile, we go to the bigger conferences now. It's looking like Josh Allen and Wyoming will snag the 12 spot. We go to Baylor versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 12-0. Patrick Mahomes is up by 11. A win here, they're locked in. For Baylor, they could really flip things here and somehow steal this playoff spot away, because even though Texas Tech is 12-0, they're still only 10th in the country. A loss would knock them out. Probably would knock them out, because Baylor would jump them and other teams would too. So Baylor can steal a playoff spot right now. And for Patrick Mahomes, who's had an unbelievable season, who has dominated the Big 12, he is going to have to hang on here and hope that his defense can stop RG3 to the level that they have so far in this game. In their last matchup earlier on the regular season where we hopped into it, Mahomes was unbelievable, had 47 points on the board. And this game, it's been a lot better from the defensive side, but I mean, it's just been a little too lacking for Baylor's offense, as that 4th down is going to get taken off the board. 4th and 14, and RG3 keeps it going. 43-yard line, though, as he will drop the throw. Griffin down the middle, caught, and that'll get him to the 23-yard line. Under 6 minutes to play. Griffin will fire one over the middle, got his receiver, headed for the end zone, down to the 1. So close for the 1-score game. He'll punch it in. Touchdown Baylor. 2-point conversion for Griffin. It's a keeper, and RG3 runs it in. There you go, 3-point game. And Mahomes' run game. Stop for a loss of 3. Play action. Mahomes, floating one. Mahomes, beautiful ball. And Patrick Mahomes. First down, a big gain. Now a run up the middle. And Mahomes getting help from his ground game. This is definitely a fantasy world as it's the 30-yard line. He'll throw for a completion and he's gone for a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes responds. 28-18, and Griffin needs another score, another response. Just got to keep on answering and hope your defense can get a stop as Griffin delivers down the middle. A nice ball there at the 36-yard line. You can take a field goal if you want to, but I think they're going to want to go for these touchdowns first, especially with the way Mahomes is operating. 2:40 to go. They'll run it, and that'll be first down yardage at the 11-yard line. Can you score before the 2-minute warning? It'd be pretty big as that completion there. Not going to happen. They'll hurry it back to the line. 2:07 to go. Griffin, end zone, touchdown, Baylor. They do score 2:01 when Texas Tech takes over with the run play where they get a first down. And that'll be the 2-minute warning. Baylor has all their timeouts, though, as that's another first down run. Okay, well, can't allow that to happen again. Mahomes on the keeper, not going to get anywhere, loses 2, 1:45 to go. Mahomes in the air, completion, and he spins his way off for a first down. And Texas Tech, we don't even get a celebration for some reason. I don't know, it just ended the game there. But Texas Tech will be headed to the playoffs, and Patrick Mahomes knocks out Baylor in RG3. So that's another playoff spot locked up. We head over to Louisville, 11-1. Florida State, 11-1. I'm pretty sure Florida State shouldn't fall out if they lose, but maybe they could. I don't know. I don't think they would. 9 is really close, and with the way teams have been dropping, teams have been getting penalized like crazy for losses in this video. I mean, there's a reason. Like, Florida State literally lost to Florida, and they dropped like 7 spots for it, and that's an interception. They're both teams trading interceptions right now as Winston throws a pick, Lamar throws a pick, and Lamar has the ball back right now, up by 7. What is on the line here, though, for Louisville is a first-round bye, and for Florida State, I don't know if they can get into first-round bye territory with a win here, but they can maybe get close to where it could maybe happen. I mean, they're at the very least playing to solidify their playoff spots. Louisville is in win or a loss. They're playing for the bye, though, as Jackson will hand it off to the running back for a first down. And that'll be the 47-yard line. Looking for a 2-score lead as they're in enemy territory. Throwing it outside. That's going to be caught to the 30-yard line. And at the 24, he's brought down. 8 minutes to go. Jackson in the pistol. He'll go outside. That's caught for a wide-open receiver inside the 15. Down to the 12. Lamar, 150 on the game. But he is doing just enough for his guys to get the lead here and maybe tack on a double-digit point lead. Swinging to the outside. And tackle for a loss. They're going for it on 4th and 5. I don't know why you do that. 4th and 5, and you pass up a 2-score lead to go for it on 4th and 5. Who is the coach at Louisville? And now you've given Florida State a 1-score game with the ball back. That's ridiculous that you'd make that call. If it was 4th and 1, I can understand. 4th and 5? That's ridiculous. As Florida State now with the ball, and you know, when you make stupid decisions like that, the football gods are not going to be happy with you. They do punish you for making stupid decisions that you don't deserve to win once you make a stupid decision like that. As Florida State is going to run it ahead for 13 yards. 3:40 to go. They'll run it. And Florida State just going little by little, chunk by chunk on this defense where they are going to find themselves in the red zone now with another that should have been a first down, I feel like. That is so close, but they'll sneak it ahead for the official first down line. 2-minute warning about a hit. Winston is sacked. And that's huge. 3rd and 18 with 2 minutes to go. Winston is throwing. He's got time on the run. It's caught, and that'll make it a manageable 4th down. 4th and 4. 90 seconds to play. Winston, can he run for it? He definitely could, but he's going to use his arm. And touchdown, Jameis Winston. Wow, that was a dangerous throw in. 2 defenders on him. I think he could have ran for it, but what trust in your receiver is Lamar Jackson, threatening to go 3 and out. This is not looking good. Louisville, oh, it's almost picked, but they'll go 3 and out. And Florida State could win this in regulation. This has been a disastrous set of play calls and decisions by Louisville. Not just like Lamar, really. I mean, the decision making has been terrible, and Florida State is in field goal range. What in the world is happening here? Lamar is a flag down. I mean, Lamar is just, oh my goodness. Like, I'm not even going to fully blame him. Like, it's not his fault that they called 4th down and 5 to go for it. I mean, he almost threw a pick on that last drive, but still, like, take it to overtime. Get out of there. You didn't even make Florida State burn a timeout or anything. You just threw it 3 straight times, I feel like. It's just, what are you doing? And Florida State's going to run this thing down. 10-yard line, field goal for the win. Kick is good. And Florida State just, that's a crazy loss for Louisville. And they'll be headed to the playoffs. We continue to work our way up, though. USC, Caleb Williams, 11-1, versus Ohio State, 11-1, CJ Stroud. But right now, Caleb Williams has the ball. He's up 30-15 and picked off here. Caleb throws it to the defense. Ohio State down by 15, trying to maintain their hold on the number 2 spot in the country in a first-round bye. Interception might be the little opening they needed to make this happen at the 21-yard line. Here goes Stroud over the middle. That's caught down to the 6-yard line. Goal to go. And they will have a play action. Stroud moving right. Stroud, he's got to get rid of it. He can. He's sacked. And a field goal doesn't do you much here as 2nd down and goal from the 14. Needed that, getting 6 yards on the play, but 4th down and goal, though. You need to score here. And into the end zone. Picked off. Picked off. And that could be it for CJ Stroud as Caleb throw out of bounds. 3rd down and 9. So it could go 3 and out here. And Caleb throws it short, caught, spins out. I mean, if he spun the other way and made a miss, that would have been a 1st down. But instead, it's a 3 and out. So this probably is like the absolute last chance you got with just 4 minutes to play. Stroud into a screen where he breaks a tackle, gets out of bounds. Do as much of that as possible. Stroud on a rough day. 3 interceptions so far. And he picked a bad time to have his worst game of the season potentially, as Stroud will throw. And he's got a completion, open man, and knocked out of bounds again. So a lot of clock being saved here. 3:30 to play, and another pass caught. Back to goal to go. They need to capitalize this time. 2nd down, they get it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Stroud over 300. 3 minutes to go. And zone caught, touchdown. And they will not go for 2. They will save that for the 2nd touchdown if they get it, as Caleb Williams deals for a 1st down. Now a play action. Williams outside, another 1st down. Ohio State's out of timeouts. And Ohio State, they can't allow any more. And Caleb's sacked. Caleb is sacked. 2nd and 21. Will throw, and he does complete it. But at the 2-minute warning, it'll be 3rd down and 9. And they'll run. That's not going to happen. Ohio State has the ball with 1:10 to play and a chance to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to send this thing to overtime. I don't think the game's been managed the best by USC, but they still find themselves in a very favorable position. 3rd down and 1, 60 yards out, 45 seconds to go. He's taking the shot. Oh, he's got it. Touchdown, Ohio State. And the 2-point conversion for the tie. Will we be headed to overtime? Stroud, yes we will. It's good. And Stroud, it's looking like we're headed to overtime. Caleb gets sacked. And will Ohio State maybe have a chance in regulation? Maybe they will. Maybe the Ohio State can win this in regulation. And again, mismanagement. And they should have just taken it to overtime. Ohio State's punt return. That's a good one, too, at the 46. What is happening? What is happening? Stroud outside, incomplete. He's got 1 play with no timeouts in the field to play, and it's going to be a pass up top. Oh, caught in double coverage. Stroud, there is absolutely no way. They'll run it back to the line. They'll spike it with 4 seconds to play, and up by 15 with 5 minutes to go. CJ Stroud has stolen this one at the buzzer. 33-30. And Stroud threw 3 picks. And it just didn't matter, I guess. We move on to the final game of the conference championship weekend. Number 1 Auburn at 11-1. Number 4 Oklahoma 12-0. Oklahoma's had a lot of rest. They haven't played a game in like 3 weeks, but they are 12-0, and Baker Mayfield has been on fire this season, and they are currently down 17-13. From midfield, Mayfield throws it outside, and he'll have it at the 49-yard line. 3rd down and 9, incomplete, swat at the line. Now Auburn's going to take over. It's been a lower scoring battle between two of the most successful quarterbacks in the country this year. Newton will throw where it's going to be caught, and he breaks off of 2 tackles and gets the 1st down. That's impressive. Newton now play action. Quick ball, decisive, and caught again. Newton with 7 to play. He'll throw again. Another just quick hitter. He is not hesitating. His time to throw is immediate as they go draw play now. Running back is got it for 5 yards. This has been a nice drive so far. Newton, he's going to maybe look to run, but he delivers a pass at the last moment. And Cam Newton's playing incredible on this drive. Screen set up, got it out to the back for the end zone. He's down at about the 1.5-yard line as they'll go with a man in motion. 3rd and goal, swing it outside, and he's down at the 2. I think they played it a little too safe there once they got inside. They were letting Cam absolutely work on this defense, and when they got close, they kind of took it out of his hands, but it'll be a 7-point game. Baker Mayfield's got 3.5 minutes to go to tie this one up as they'll go ground game. And Baker's got 9 yards where he will have to sneak it ahead here. 4th and 1. He didn't get it on the sneak. This is 4th and like a 1/4 yard. Baker throws. Oh, he threw a pick. Wow, you threw it in that situation. That's risky. And on top of that, it's a pick. And Cam Newton and this Auburn team, they can end it. This game, it's about to be over. 1 more 1st down. And Newton hands it off. Game is over. Baker barely touched the ball in the 4th quarter. And when he did, he was for once not clutch. But the final results are in. The tallies, the votes, all the stuff is in. Cam Newton has won the Heisman. An incredible season. We'll take a look at the stats at the very end of this, but that's our Heisman Trophy winner. And here is the playoffs. Auburn 1, Ohio State 2, Florida State 3, Oklahoma 4. We have LSU and Wyoming, Purdue and Florida, Texas Tech and USC. And unfortunately, Virginia Tech and Syracuse are the first 2 left out. 11 goes to Stanford, and that really stinks. Purdue, though, gets in. Florida gets in with their win at the end of the season over Florida State. But it really does hurt a little bit that Virginia Tech and Syracuse, after the effort they put in this season, did not get in. We're on to our first playoff game, though. It's Purdue versus Florida. Tebow versus Breeze. And as of right now, it's a pretty close one. 28-21 Florida, though, with the ball in the red zone. As looking to take that 2-score lead, Florida got him down to the 4-yard line. As Tebow sneaks it, 1st down and goal from the 3. Tebow, quick throw. That ball caught on the screen, and he's going to have 2. 1 yard out. Tebow hands it off. Running back is stopped. Purdue is going to have him 3rd down and goal. But this time, running back gets in. A 2-score lead for Purdue, and now Drew Brees. He's had a pretty favorable schedule. I'd say the schedule for Purdue has been a lot easier for them than it has for all these other schools, but I mean, they've come out here and they've taken care of business against all the teams that they've had to. And with plays like this, where Brees is going for 70 yards, touchdown Purdue, I mean, they deserve to be here. They're 11-1, and their one loss was very early on in the season. They dominated and at the time undefeated Michigan State. They beat Oregon. They beat everybody else on their schedule. So I think they do deserve to be here, even if their wins aren't as impressive. And right now they're taking it to Florida, but Florida, their offense is not going down lightly as Tebow throwing across his body. That ball could have been caught, and he couldn't reel it in. Tebow from the 4-minute mark at the 26-yard line, tackled shy. 4th and 2. They're kicking the field goal, and for a 2-score lead, right back, it's good. This time it'll be a 10-point game. 3:20 to go as Brees over the middle for a first down, and Brees has got to get going. Got to hit another big hitter. He had a 70-yarder previously. Now he's going to need something, similarly as big, a similarly as quick score, as Brees got another completion into the red zone already. And this Florida defense is crumbling under Drew Brees' passing attack, where it's going to be caught again and breaking a tackle. Touchdown Purdue. 3-point game. And just like that, Tebow's got to do more work. That's a completion for a first down, but he's out of bounds, so that doesn't really help him too much when it's going to be out of bounds and stopping the clock. Tebow throwing it outside, caught again. And a first down timeout. They're in field goal range. It still would be a one-score game if they stop him, but you gotta stop him. Second down option. Tebow pitches it out. Running back's got it, and he breaks a tackle and fumbles the football. Purdue has it. He fumbled. He put it on the ground, and Brees has a chance. Drew Brees has 6 on the play, and he needs a field goal to get into overtime. A touchdown can win it after a 10-point and a 14-point deficit at 2 different points in this quarter. Brees over the middle. It's caught. And it's 8 yards, 54 seconds to go. Brees standing in the pocket and firing one outside to his receiver, who can't get out of bounds, but does have a first down at the 44-second mark, 45-yard line. Brees needs maybe another 2 first downs for field goal range, as that one short, loses a little bit of time there. 3rd down and 6. There's a completion that's knocked out of his hands. 4th down and 6 for the game. Brees caught. Timeout. That's their final one. It's 60 yards from here. You need maybe just 5 more yards. Brees, is he going to run for it? He is. Brees dives ahead. I said 5 yards. He got 6. And they're going to hurry it back and spike this ball. And they should have enough time here. Get it down with 5 seconds to play. A 54-yard field goal for overtime. And Purdue kicking on the way. Good. We're headed to overtime in our first playoff game. And yeah, this is living up to expectations here. Tebow and Brees in overtime. Let's start with Florida. And the handoff will have a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Tebow in the pistol. He'll go play action. Picking up the block. That's going to be a catch for his receiver for 8 yards. 3rd down and 1 pistol formation again. They'll go handoff. And that's a first down. Making a cut inside the 10. Down to the 8. Goal to go. Running back's over 100 yards. Staying in the pistol. Staying on the ground. This time around loses a yard. 2nd and goal. They go handoff again. He's going to get nothing. Tebow, you got to do it in the air now. 3rd and goal from the 9. End zone. Touchdown, Tebow. Wow, that one just a rifle. And it's Brees now taking over. He's got 10 yards. It's going to be at the 15. Brees, speed option. They get it up to the running back. That's a first down. Don't want to earn too much option with Brees, though. 14 yards out. As 2nd down and 10. Brees stepping up. He's going to fire one out the back of the sidelines, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Brees pressured and sacked. 4th and 16. And this is the game here. They send an extra man. He gets it out one-on-one. Incomplete. Florida hangs on for the win. After 2 double-digit point leads, Tebow runs for 3 touchdowns and throws for 2 more, and Florida moves on. We had LSU and Wyoming, Burrow versus Allen. And, well, Wyoming is definitely at a talent disadvantage here. They got Josh Allen delivering a touchdown. And this game right now, 2-point conversion for a closer encounter here where it's not going to be good. 45-29 is your score. Burrow, I mean, he's just been lighting up this Wyoming defense. And Wyoming, they've had no answers, and it's no surprise. Burrow, 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards on the day. And adding on to it, completion there. And, I mean, if Josh Allen's defense could buy a stop here, maybe he'd have a chance, because he's putting up some decent production. But that's a touchdown for Burrow. 52 on the board with the extra point. And Allen, not much he can really do about it, as he'll throw it in interception down the middle of the field. And this is what happens sometimes when you get these group of 5 teams in there. Their teams just aren't as talented. As a screen is going to be a big play. And, I mean, it's already a 23-point battle, and how about making it even more? Burrow running through the defense. You got Joe Burrow at 50 rushing yards, and how about just give him a rushing touchdown as well? Burrow runs it in, And yeah, this one, it's a runaway. Burrow throws 5 touchdowns, runs one in, and even though Allen had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, his 29 points weren't even halfway there. 59-29 your final as we move on to another battle here in the first round of the playoffs. Definitely, I would imagine a 59-29 game being the furthest margin of victory it's going to be for any of these games. Andrew Luck, Lamar Jackson, they faced off in the regular season previously. Louisville is getting the sack here. Stanford sneaking in at the 11th spot and trying to prove that they deserve to be in over their ACC counterparts. You can argue Syracuse, you can argue a Virginia Tech team as well. All of them ACC schools that went 10-2, but it was Stanford getting the advantage here. Louisville, meanwhile, had a just baffling loss in the conference championship with some of the decisions they made, but still here at the number 6 spot, home advantage. Now down by 5. Lamar on 3rd down and 1. They'll go handoff out the middle, got a lot of room, and can't make the open defender miss, but he'll have it at the 47-yard line with 6:27 to go. They'll throw short, and he'll have 4 on the play into Stanford territory as Lamar sending the extra man. He'll get it out. Another short pass. And that one not going to even get close to the first down marker. He's a couple yards shy as they'll punt it. And Luck with the ball, with the lead, in his own end zone, stands and delivers for 20 yards on the play. Luck now in control of this one with just over 5 minutes to play. And they could tack on a little bit more to their lead. Luck to the air, throwing left side, got him with room to run, and this drive started all the way at their own 4-yard line, and they have found themselves at the Louisville 35-yard line. 3rd and 11, 3.5 to go. Luck, he can't stay in bounds after the catch, and they'll have to settle for a field goal, and this is a big kick to put them up by 8. Lamar now needs a touchdown, a 2-point conversion with 3 minutes to go, and you start your drive with a 4-yard loss on the ground. Lamar, though, throwing incomplete. Wouldn't have gotten much anyway. 3rd and 14. Probably, you could say 4-down territory, but you don't got to think about that yet. That's going to be a 23-yarder and a first down as they keep it on the ground. You definitely have enough time to run it if you want to. And I know part of Louisville would probably want to make this the last possession if you're betting on yourself to score the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, to not give Stanford a chance to get a field goal at the end. But you have to really bet on yourself to not only score that touchdown, but get that too, as Lamar delivers on another 3rd down and long. He's doing his best on these long-distance situations as they got 10 yards on that play. 12-yard line play action. Lamar got a completion down to the 1. And at the 1-minute mark, at the 1-yard line, Lamar hit as he's throwing. It's incomplete. 2nd and goal as the pressure coming in. Jackson end zone in traffic, incomplete. 3rd and goal. And they'll finally just run it and find their way in. And the 2-point conversion to send this to a potential overtime. Jackson, quick, it's caught. 2 is good. We're headed to our 2nd overtime in 3 first-round matchups. 29-29, and the handoff. Louisville, they won a big overtime game against Miami in dramatic fashion. Can they do it again as Lamar is sacked? Jackson goes down for 9. 3rd and 17 as Lamar throwing it down the field into the end zone. Back corner, incomplete. 4th and 17, they'll kick a 49-yard field goal as the kick is gonna be good, and Stanford knows what they need now to win from the 11 seed and get into the 2nd round. Luck delivers for 16 and they need to find the end zone for the win. Luck has got him closer, just 3 more yards as they have it from the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal, end zone, touchdown, walk it off. And Andrew Luck has come into Louisville's house and pulled off the victory over Lamar Jackson. Luck throws 3 touchdowns. Jackson had run for 1. And now we move to our final first-round matchup. I mean, USC has a lot of questions, I feel like, on them. They have 2 losses, and they are a blown lead to Ohio State and a tough loss to Michigan, where USC hasn't beaten a lot of great opponents, and you maybe question, are they a good enough team? Are they just kind of a fraud team? Well, Texas Tech, they are not a fraud. They are 13-0. They haven't lost to anybody, and right now they are being held to 6 points, even though Patrick Mahomes has been on fire this season for Texas Tech, lighting up the scoreboard, and he is just got nothing to show for right now. It's Caleb Williams delivering a touchdown to take a 2-score lead in this first round matchup, as the Trojans are up by 11. Mahomes, with 6.5 to go, will find a completion for 7 yards, but Mahomes has needed to do something here. I mean, it's just been a poor day for him, picking a bad day to have his worst day, as with 6 to go, they'll have another quick hitter, and Mahomes, can he at least find a field goal to get them within 1 score? Even if it's not ideal, you need some points on the board here. 4th down and 2. This is a chance to get off the field, though. If you're USC and they won't get it, another quick shot. You can't only just hit Trouts. I mean, you got to eventually hit something else. The run game's done good for Mahomes, so you can't even blame that. They got 140 yards on the ground. Mahomes, though, it's all on him. It's picked off. And taking it back is USC, who, yeah, they are just dominating this game. And Caleb Williams, he's not making mistakes. He's just doing what he needs to do, letting the defense do its job and adding on to it with the good field position. Williams already up by 11. How about trying to add on to that lead? It'll be 4th down, and they'll settle for a field goal. So still a 2-score game, and the kick is good. 14 points on top as Mahomes got a long road ahead of him to shake off this horrible game from him, as Mahomes will roll and into a sack. 3rd and 12, 2:30 to play. Mahomes going deep. It's 1-on-1, and a second defender gets over there. It's incomplete. 4th and 12 from his own 12. That is going to be caught, and maybe a miracle. I'm not really going to be holding out hope for it, as Mahomes will throw underneath. That's caught at the 2-minute warning, and from midfield, it's going to be a run. 1st down. Mahomes got to do something here with just 1:50 to go. Still all of its timeouts. To the air. Outside. Picked off USC. Not only a pick, but a game-sealing pick 6. Mahomes goes 13-0 just to get dominated in round 1 of the playoffs by Caleb Williams and USC. Mahomes, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks. Caleb Williams, 2 touchdowns, and a clean game. We take a look at the bracket after round 1, and we have a lot of fun matchups here around 2, and a couple that catch my eye in particular. But let's get into our first game that we're hopping into for round 2, the Chick-fil-A Bowl round 2 matchup. Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, kind of sticking in this ACC bubble here as 12-1. Florida State coming off a conference championship and a first-round bye. Stanford, meanwhile, is about to tack on a field goal. Kick is no good, though, and Stanford will only hold a 2-point lead on Jameis Winston's Florida State squad, as Winston will have a 2nd down and 2. They'll run it up the middle and slipping his way through for a 1st down. That field goal miss, a massive gift to be given, where Stanford now, they got to hold them not just out of the end zone where it would have been if you had made the field goal. You got to keep them out of field goal range, and that's a great play to do it. You force the punt, and the defense does its job. The special teams got to do its job because the offense got you into field goal range. Luck, though, can you find the end zone instead? 'Cause I think if you do, be real hard to come back down. 2 scores in this one, and Luck is just delivering on the money in the playoffs right now. Now a keeper for him. He'll dive ahead, get 4 yards on the play. And it seems like when the playoffs have been turned on, it's activating the best version of Andrew Luck as he's running ahead to the 9-yard line. 2nd down and goal. The handoff is down to the 2. We're down to under 4 minutes to play. It's been a great quarter by Stanford on offense. Touchdown and a 2-score lead. And this Florida State squad has been completely just blanked in this 4th quarter. What do you even do? And Winston throws a pick. And not only that, is he going to take it all the way? It's down to the 5. Stanford. What a showing from them. And they're really putting the college football world on notice. They're a contender here. They might be headed to the semifinals with that touchdown. It's still a 2-score game, but it is a long way for Jameis Winston to go 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions as Winston, he delivers. That's a 62-yard touchdown. Don't give up hope quite yet, especially if they get this. Winston swings it out, running back in, 2, good. And Stanford 30-22, so they got to do a little bit more, but they can end this game here. A couple of timeouts going to be used. 2nd down and 1. That's a great scenario to be in. As a 1st down given up, Florida State. 1 more will end them as they get out of bounds there, but you're really just thinking about the 1st down here. If you get it, it's game over. Luck for the game. Got it. And Stanford has just knocked off the conference champion and the conference champion runner-ups. Luck playing phenomenal in the 4th quarter, as they'll be the first team punching their ticket to the semifinals, and the winner of this game will be taking on Andrew Luck's Stanford squad. Will it be Caleb Williams or will it be CJ Stroud in a rematch of the Big Ten title game? As it's 7 versus 2, USC finally got a big win on their resume, and it took them until the playoffs maybe to do it, but they got a big win. And we'll see if they can get another one and get a little revenge. They had Ohio State. They had them. And it was a 15-point game with 5 minutes to go, and it just slipped away. Williams, though, can't let it slip away again. 4th down, though, and the field goal to take the lead. Kick is good. A lead by 2 with 7 minutes to go as Stroud for a completion of 9 yards. Still very much plenty of time to run whatever type of offense you want, especially if your ground game's doing that for you. 46-yard line, and they'll keep it on the ground. Stroud probably going to have to, both teams really lean on the ground game in this rainy condition. Field goals probably going to be harder too, although USC was able to knock home theirs, and they've hit a number of field goals in this game. And for the pressure in the USC defense, a couple of sacks will get them the ball back. Caleb Williams, what a throw on the run. That was prime Caleb Williams right there. An unnecessary throw. Like, that made it, he made it more difficult than he needed it to be, but then he still delivers and it makes it look beautiful. But, you know, Caleb Williams going to get sacked here on 3rd down. He'll go over to CJ Stroud as they'll have the ball back, and Stroud, and up top, and he's got a completion. That's a beautiful ball at 3-minute mark, and he'll run it. And this is looking real good for Ohio State. They're in USC territory. You can really run the ball, run the clock, try to kick a field goal as time expires, and absolutely just shatter USC's hopes of winning this game, because they thought they had them beat last time in the Big Ten title game, and right now they think they have them beat. But will it be? Stroud outside. That ball is caught and shy of the marker. It'll be a field goal with 50 seconds to go, and the kick is good. Ohio State has 46 seconds to hang on. USC, they started their drive at the 16-yard line, meaning they're going to need roughly about 45 yards on this drive to get into field goal range. Depending on how good their kicker is, they got a 1st down there. Another draw play. They're really running this ball, which is curious. I don't know about that. Another run, and they're going to be down to 1 timeout, hurrying it back to the line as they just have a wildcat. Caleb's out at wide receiver. They're running wildcat hurry up. What is going on here? He's going to throw it out of bounds. No, he threw it up, and it's going to be a complete 4th down and 5. I have no clue what's going on here. 4th and 5, though. Caleb for the completion. Got it last time out, Burn. There's just 13 seconds to go, though. This is your game, and Caleb is sacked. No! Caleb sacked, and I don't know if they're going to get another playoff. This might be it. They're going to be going down to 3, 2, 1. He got the snap off. This is it. This is your game. Caleb for the playoffs. Throws it deep on the run. Oh, he's got him. He's got him. Touchdown. What in the world just happened? Caleb Williams. Touchdown at the buzzer. What just happened? Caleb Williams. How did you do that? The playoff victory for Caleb and a little bit of revenge for the Big Ten title game. It'll be Stanford versus USC in the semifinals. And on the other side, we head to LSU, Oklahoma in the 2nd round. It's a big-time matchup between Baker and Burrow. And Baker is going to have to watch Burrow throw a touchdown here. 42-30, a 2-score lead now, as Burrow has been just perfect. He's just been perfect, and he might be unstoppable right now as Baker. He's already put up 30. He's had a pretty solid performance from the offense, but they need a lot more, and it's just been kind of the story here with this LSU squad. It's you could put up 30, you could put up 35, you could put up 40, but it might not be enough. They don't get the first down, and Burrow has it back, and Burrow's not stopping, and Joe Burrow to the 34. He's got 6 touchdowns. He's got almost 500 yards. I mean, Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind right now, and he's going to have another completion for 2 yards there. He's going to try to add on to it, though. 3rd 11 for the end zone. Touchdown number 7 for Burrow. And this one's going to get out of hand, isn't it? Oklahoma picked off. Wow. Oklahoma was 12-0, and this game is going to run away from them because Joe Burrow can't be stopped right now. And you're seeing the greatest single season in college football history for a quarterback really come out on display here from the goal line. It'll be a handoff. And how about one more score? This game is really just falling apart. Oklahoma, eventually we jump to just 30 seconds to go, because how about this? As if it wasn't insult to injury enough, it's gonna be a 76-yard touchdown. I don't even know why they didn't kneel it. They're just trying to embarrass Oklahoma. And what would it be when an Oklahoma playoff game where their defense is just the worst thing ever? Burrow, 497 and 7 touchdowns. They're going to the semifinals looking stronger than ever. But to take on who? It's Auburn versus Florida. And Tebow versus Cam, as Cam Newton sacked as Auburn's down by 3 with 9 minutes to play. Newton throws it over the middle, and that'll be about a 9-yard play. It'll be 3rd down and 5 in the red zone. Newton, he's not going to run. He'll throw it back across his body, and he'll have it inside the 5 at a gain of 15. Newton had a great game so far, and he'll keep it here. Looking for the end zone. He dives in over everybody, and a touchdown for Cam Newton. His 4th of the game. On the kick return, though, Florida will field it back at their own goal line and down by 4, trying to erase the deficit. And here he goes. It's going to be a kick return. Touchdown, Florida. All the way. And right back on top is the Gators. And they didn't even need their offense to do it. Well, Cam Newton, impressive drive last time around. You scored a touchdown. How about you do it again if you want the lead? As it is 34-31. 3rd down and 2. Newton! They were ready for the option, and he doesn't get it. That'll be Tebow in the offense taking it back as Florida looking for that final spot in the Final Four. What a grab along the sidelines. Keeps his feet in, holds on, and Tebow is looking to extend the lead, but he's getting sacked. That knocks him out of field goal range. But 3rd and 19, he can get back in there, and he will with 1st down and more. Wow, Tebow. That's a great delivery where you have it now with just 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and 8. They'll set up the screen. And nice job from the defender to shoot that gap to at least slow him down. He didn't make the tackle, but he prevented him from getting enough for the 1st down by slowing him down. And with the field goal try, kick is good. Florida will take a 6-point lead with just 2.5 to go. And we got Cam Newton. Time to be clutch, Cam. Time to be Superman, as he's got 2 minutes to go and he'll have a keeper. QB draw. That'll be 5 yards. 1.5 minutes to go for Cam, as he'll throw a quick hitter outside. Broken up. 3rd down and 5. Will it be Tebow or Cam? It's an incomplete pass. 4th and 5. We need Superman. We need Super Cam. And he's got a 1st down. Keeping it going a little bit longer. 1 minute 20 to go. From the 47, he'll have a completion, and they'll get into Florida territory. Timeout used. They got 2 left. Play action. Cam down. They didn't even have a chance. 2nd and 17. 1:10 to go. Newton. He's got an open man. Gets by a defender and out of bounds at the 13-yard line. This is it. This is the chance to go to the Final Four. Newton scrambling. Slides down for a gain of 8. 35 seconds to play. Newton breaks off a 1 sack, not 2. That's their final timeout. 3rd and 9 from the 12. Newton on the run. End zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Cam! Touchdown! And with 1 point on top, that could be it. Tebow, what do you got here with just 20 seconds to play? You need to get into field goal range. That is one hitter, a second hitter, both your timeouts. You got one left and another one there. They set up 3 quick plays. Now you got to go 1 down the middle and spike it or get out of bounds like that. 3rd down and 1 with 9 seconds to play, though. You got 1 play to get into field goal range, and you're gonna waste it on a sack. It is game over. Your Heisman-winning Cam Newton, he has his 5th touchdown of the game to give them the winner to go to the Final Four. We got a stacked Final Four as Cam Newton. What a performance. He had over 450 yards on the game. It'll be Burrow versus Newton and Caleb versus Luck. Let's hop into our first one, Caleb versus Luck. Stanford versus USC. Maybe people didn't think USC would get here. I feel like their resume hasn't been that strong, but every time we said that, they go and they dominate Mahomes. They go and they take out CJ Stroud on a miracle. And for Andrew Luck, an unlikely 11 seed going all the way to the Final Four. Can Andrew Luck find himself in a championship environment? USC, though, it's looking like they're going to take a 2-score lead here. A field goal is good. 23-13. And Andrew Luck, he's been in this situation before. A flag is down, and it's going to be coming back. I mean, on both sides, they've been here before. USC had a 2-score lead on Ohio State, and they blew that. And they're trying to maybe not blow a lead here. 3rd and 18. Luck with 6 minutes to go. It's starting to fall apart. But Luck taking a shot down the field. Incomplete. 4th and 18. This is maybe it. Luck throwing it deep on 4th and 18. Oh, he caught it. He caught it. And he's down to the 21. It's not over yet. Andrew Luck is... No! It's picked off. And he used maybe all the magic he had on that 4th down play. And at least for a positive we can look at, them not getting the 4th down would have put USC inside like their own 10-yard, or the opponent's 10-yard line. It would have basically just handed them potentially a touchdown. In this instance, you at least flip the field position, but for USC, they're getting the 1st down here. They're at the 39-yard line, and we could be looking at a Caleb Williams national championship appearance as Williams will throw across his body. Oh, it's picked off. How did he get that? The receiver looked like he should have had that ball, or at least made a play on it. Instead, Stanford, they have a chance in this one, and it's a very small chance, but with 3 minutes to go, down by 10, it is a chance, and that's all you can ask for. Throwing it up top. What a perfect throw, and he gets it out of bounds at the 14, and a handoff at the 14. They go to the 8. 2nd down and 4. They'll run it again for the end zone touchdown. Stanford. And they are so close to pulling this comeback off now after those incredible plays. I mean, like, that throw up top, that was a beautiful throw along the sidelines. As that throw incomplete, I don't know where the heck Caleb throwing that ball. 3rd down and 7, they send the pressure, and 3 guys get in. It's a sack. Stanford's got the ball back with just over 2 to go. How have they managed this? And USC, will it be another choke for them as they got them inside USC territory? From the 45-yard line, Stanford, he's stepping up, he's running, and Luck is running, he's down at the 28-yard line. They're in field goal range, but they're not thinking about overtime, they're thinking about the win at the 7 now. 1 minute to play, Luck, short, it's going to be at the 2-yard line. We're ticking down to 38 seconds to play, and Luck for the win, touchdown! But we've seen this before from USC. Can Caleb have another miracle in him? Can Caleb do it again? Because he pulled it off last time. But what about this time? He's got a completion knocked away from his receiver. 15 seconds to go. And down the middle, that'll be its first time out. He got 11 seconds to play. One more shot to get into Hail Mary range. stage. Nope. Picked off. Andrew Luck and the Stanford team. And they're going to the national championship. Andrew Luck from the 11th seed is going all the way. Luck will take on the winner of this game. It's LSU. It's Auburn. Cam throwing, caught, and the first play of the fourth quarter is a touchdown to tie this game up. And we are in for an exciting one here. Burrow versus Cam. And maybe the two best quarterbacks this season are facing off. And it's Burrow. He's extending the play. Burrow, he can't find anybody open and just gets it out of bounds. I mean, he maybe just should have ran for that, but instead he played it, I don't even know, safe. I don't know what you want to call that, but Cam Newton will have the football back, 8 minutes to play. Newton thrown over the middle, that's caught for a first down. And Cam Newton has been unbelievable in this playoff run as he's got his team in a spot to make it to the national championship. It's been last game where he had 5 touchdowns. This game, he's got 4. I mean, it has just been unbelievable stuff from Cam as he's going to have a handoff. His back is got a nice 9-yard play with under 6 minutes to go. Can they take out this LSU squad that has been so unbelievable so far? But, I mean, if anyone can do it, it is Auburn because they're the only ones to have done it. It'll be a 4th down and a kick. Field goal on its way. It's good for the lead. Can Burrow respond? He's been equally as unbelievable in his playoff run. I mean, the 7 touchdown game he's already had. Like I said, I think it's been the two best quarterbacks of the video. And he'll have a first down on the ground. 4 minutes to play. Burrow over the middle. It's caught for a first. And no, they didn't quite give it to him. It's second and like half an inch. And that'll be a first down. There you go. 3 minutes to play, and Burrow will set up the screen, gets it out, and he got hit, but he got it out, and that'll be 8 more on the play. They're taking their time on this drive. Burrow swings it outside. It'll be short, but it'll be enough for a first. Just keep on chipping away at the defense. Blitz, he beats it quickly, a nice quick throw, and a first down. He's making all the right decisions right now. Even if it's not flashy, he's making all the right decisions for more yards. 3rd down and 4. Burrow to the air. He'll take his shot and knocked away. 4th down and 4, and they'll go for the game-tying field goal. Kick is good. We're all tied up with a minute to go. And will it be another Superman Super Cam moment where he did it against Florida for the game winner? Does he have another one in him with a minute to go? His running game helping him out. Timeout with a minute to play. 29-yard line. They'll throw for a first down. He got right by the defender on that one. And the national championship berth hangs on the line here. Newton throws it deep. There goes Cam. What a ball. Caught. Cam delivers. And with just 40 seconds to play, Cam cates it. Newton to the corner. Touchdown. And oddly enough, Superman is proving to be Joe Burrow's kryptonite this season because he's got one loss. It's to Cam, and it might be a second one to Cam because you gotta go all the way down the field in just 20 seconds. And Burrow, that ball incomplete. It just got caught up on a lineman, and now this play is going to end this game. It's gonna be one play, 4 seconds. 4th and 10, gotta go, 64 yards, and he's letting it fly, short of the end zone, incomplete, and Cam Newton's going to the championship. And Cam goes for another 450-plus yard, 5-touchdown game, and it all comes down to this. This entire video culminates right here. Everything that we have watched, every little battle that we have spectated in all the playoff games where Cam Newton has lit up the scoreboard and done some incredible things. Andrew Luck taking his team and probably from the 11th seed all the way to the finals. It's Andrew Luck. It's Cam Newton. Back-to-back #1 overall picks. The Heisman winning Cam Newton, not only in real life but in our simulation here. And Andrew Luck, I mean, one of the most talented quarterbacks in college football history. I mean, this is a matchup befitting of the national championship game. And we're going to see who's taking it home here. Will it be a clean sweep for Cam Newton and the Heisman and the championship, or will it be Stanford pulling off the unlikely win from 11 to champion? As right now Auburn's up 31-23, and they have the football at the 28-yard line. Cam has got another 3 touchdowns on the game, and he is looking for number 4 to give him a 2-score lead. Newton to the air, going to the end zone. Newton, oh, caught, touchdown. Can you stop him? I don't think you can. He might actually be Superman. As that's Stanford with 8 minutes to play, as it'll throw Luck. And I mean, they have clawed themselves out of some holes. They have gotten themselves barely into the playoffs, barely scraping by teams like USC, and they now need a comeback of all comebacks if they're going to want to pull this one off. But Luck is picked off. Andrew Luck, it might be all out of magic. He might be out of luck. And it's Cam Newton taking over, and they're in the red zone inside the 15 at the 11. Newton over 300 yards in the air, and Newton for the end zone. Touchdown number 5. And Cam Newton, can you stop him? This is unbelievable. 45-23, and Andrew Luck, that ball tipped and almost caught by his receiver. But I mean, barring a miracle, we might be seeing it be Cam Newton as Stanford. I mean, I don't know what they're on about. I think they just give up. You're just gonna give up, Stanford. You're just gonna let Cam Newton walk all over you like that. As Newton looking for a 50-pointer. He's looking for more. He's looking for touchdown number 6. Newton inside the 10. As it's gonna be goal to go. They end up kneeling the rest of the ball out, and I would have loved to see a more exciting national championship. And not every game is gonna be a 5-star classic, but I think one thing was clear. One thing was told to us loud and clear. Cam Newton stands at the top, and I don't think he is challenged by really anybody. Newton for 5 touchdowns through the air. Auburn takes home the national championship, and the stats are unbelievable, not just from Cam Newton, but from the entire college football world. Take a peek at all this, and then we'll get out of here as Joe Burrow threw for 5,700 yards and 58 touchdowns. Cam Newton, I mean, he threw for 55 touchdowns. He had a number of 5,000-yard quarterbacks: Roethlisberger, Caleb, Flacco, Luck, and Pennington. And you can see touchdowns as well. 58 from Burrow, 55 from Newton. Josh Allen at 49, Roethlisberger 47. Mahomes, you can take a look. I'm not going to read out each and every single one of them, but I'm going to show you all these guys' stats and the rushing production as well. I mean, there was a lot of incredible performers here. And, you know, I will just say, if you want to see another video like this, let me know how else you'd want me to format it. I mean, just keep in mind how long it takes even to just create 136 quarterbacks. I mean, maybe I could add on to this and do, you know, running backs and then receivers and then, you know, add on little by little so we can get a good amount of content out of this. But I mean, this was a fun one. I hope you guys really did enjoy it. As you can see some of these other statistics, you go a little further down. Marcus Mariota's really not good in this. I mean, like, the overall didn't really determine everything. Like, there were some guys that just weren't that great. Michael Vick was, I feel like, pretty awesome. We'll get into the rushing stats as well, but I mean, Fernando Mendoza down there. Brady Quinn was awful. 48% completion percentage. I mean, my goodness. Drake May kind of, I don't know, just didn't really do a whole lot. Then you have the usual suspects that you'd probably expect to be down here, but I mean, this was a lot of fun. There was a lot of fun players. There's a lot of really good ones, a lot of good moments here. And when you're looking at the rushing successes, we'll get into that as well. I mean, you're going to see that we actually had, you know, I think Cam Newton specifically is one of the craziest seasons that I have seen a quarterback have. Like, I know he's a 99 overall, so it's not like it's the most shocking thing that he would have that type of season. But, I mean, Cam Newton threw for over 5,000 yards and 55 touchdowns. And then look what he did on the ground. 1,200 rushing yards and 22 rushing touchdowns. Like, and he threw 75 completion percentage, 10 yards an attempt. Like, yeah, this dude was the deserving Heisman winner, and oh my goodness, he was unbelievable. Like, he had 5 100-yard rushing games, and 2 were against LSU. tour against LSU. Like, he literally destroyed LSU when it came to, like, needing to play his best in the biggest moments. He did that. And then we only had one other 1,000-yard rushing quarterback, and, well, the people, I would have thought, like, maybe Michael Vick or something, but it was actually not Michael Vick. It wasn't, you know, one of those just design QB runner guys, but like an Army or a Navy. It was actually Malik Willis, 18 rushing touchdowns, 1,000 yards, but we did have plenty of other rushing production from these quarterbacks that you could take a look at. And overall, that will put a wrap on this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with this one. Like I said, tell me what else you'd like to see, if anything else like this. Maybe videos with this kind of one season format where it's just kind of 1 year, start to finish, and that's kind of like the story of the video. If you want to see more like this, just say so, and like, comment, and subscribe, of course. All that stuff is super helpful. All of that really helps the channel out as we go into a new year, and I hope to make a lot more fun videos and a lot more exciting things. So let's just keep on building, keep on growing, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.